Hello and welcome to Ball Around the Head. And we are here with live draft coverage. This is our third year, us three doing this, but first annual on Ball Around the Head. I'm joined yet again by Ben, and this time we have a special guest appearance by the one, the only person who has done draft streams with us in the past, Holden. And later in a couple minutes, actually, Sammy, which was a fan favorite by most of you guys and suggested he come back on again, he is going to join us for some draft coverage. And later on, Andrew's going to join us as well. So don't worry. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a bunch of questions where Andrew's at. He will be coming. Don't worry. But right now, it's the three originals in the draft stream. How are you guys doing?
Doing fantastic. Thanks for having me.
Excited.
Yeah, this is going to be a great night of action. There should be a bunch of trades. There should be a bunch of things that are happening. We have a comment already. Big podcast guy at the mic. Yes, sir. I appreciate you coming out, Oliver. So anyways, we are going to start off first before we get into our mock drafts or anything like that. We're going to start off first with a trade. So when the trade happens, we can't be like, oh, I had that in my notes already. We're going to have it right now so you guys can hear it first. Holden, where is it? Did it show up? There we go. Yeah. Which team is most likely to trade their pick tonight?
For me personally, I went with the Orlando Magic. I can see the Magic packaging their pick along with Aaron Gordon to either move up in the draft or try to get a start to push them further in the playoffs.
I've got the Warriors. I know they're rumored to possibly want Wiseman because he makes sense positionally. They want to have a center, but I think what makes even more sense for them if they want to be a win now kind of team with Steph coming back is to just trade it. I'd consider the Wolves, but they've had all this time to find a trade partner. Perhaps the Warriors are waiting to see what the Wolves do at one before they could get some suitors.
Yeah, I actually had the Warriors for mine as well at first, but then I saw maybe they want to actually keep the pick so they can actually have something to build around once Clay, Steph, and Curry, and I already said Steph, retire in a couple of years. So I had the Hawks. It was reported this morning that the Hawks were very content on keeping their pick. But I mean, who knows? A good offer could come, but they're saying they're in a win now mentality. It was reported today that they're front runners to sign Danilo Gallinari and Rajon Rondo, which would instantly put him in the 8th seed conversation. So I think I wouldn't be shocked if they traded their pick, but a name I keep on hearing for trading their pick is the Chicago Bulls with the 4th pick. Whether it's moving up or if it's moving down, they've been talking to a bunch of teams. I've heard Kemba Walker. I've heard for James Wiseman. I've heard for a lot of people. So I'd watch out for the Bulls tonight if there were a pick to be traded. Real quick, we have Kayla. Well, shout out to Kayla in the comment section, and Oliver, again, shout out to you for being in the comment section. By the way, if you guys want to support us, donate. There's a Venmo in the description. If you want to donate, please Venmo that. Venmo. Yeah. So on to the next one. Every year, it's kind of a tradition. There's this player that everyone thinks is going to be amazing, and they don't become amazing at all. A couple years ago, Anthony Bennett was the number 1 pick, and he was probably one of the worst number 1 picks of all time. So, Ben, who will be the most likely bust in this year's draft class?
All right, so you mentioned Anthony Bennett, right? I'm gonna tell you all the bigs that have been selected in the top 3 since 2013. You got Zion Williamson, DeAndre Ayton, Marvin Bagley, Karl Anthony Towns, Jaleel Okafor, and Joel Embiid, as well as Anthony Bennett. All right. So how many of those guys were busts? You say Anthony Bennett, Jaleel Okafor, maybe Marvin Bagley. My thing is the bigs, if you don't have shooting or playmaking, that's a red flag for me. And so I'm going to say James Wiseman is the most likely to be a bust. Sure, he's got great size, shot blocking at 7'1", but nothing really stands out to me for him as more than an athletic rim runner. His shot isn't there. His passing is not there. He can't defend in space. He'll have trouble in the pick and roll at the next level. And so I think it's a big risk for teams to have James Wiseman. Pick James.
Real quick, for both of you guys and for those watching, if it looks like I'm distracted, it's because I'm constantly checking my Twitter, and I'm also checking the ESPN draft stream to see what happens. So don't think I'm being rude. I'm just looking at everything. I'm still listening. Hold on. Before you go, real quick, we got 2 comments. One by my dad, I believe. Just heard Clay's injury is not good. We'll get on the Clay injury a little later tonight, later on the stream. And Leo says, "What's up, Holden?"
Hi, Leo.
All right, Holden, what's up? Who's your most likely bust?
Here's my thing with James Wiseman. He's so powerful offensively, like in the paint. He's a really exciting guy to watch. And I feel like his defense is something that can be worked on. And we've seen players who have been traditional big men, like in the paint, blocking shots, rebounding, like as they spend more time in the league, slowly progress out further out in the paint and slowly develop their jump shot. I have a guy like Patrick Williams as my most likely draft bust. After watching a lot of film on this guy, he doesn't seem athletic enough to make it in the NBA. Like, he can shoot the ball and he can play defense, but like most people have him going in the lottery, some even in the top 10. And for just a pure 3-and-D guy, I don't see it.
Yeah. Actually, a couple of days ago, it was reported that he was supposed to be, I think he received a promise from the Pistons that if he's there available at 7, he's going to get drafted by them. And that shocked me. And I also saw last night, don't know if it's very trustworthy. I guess it's a local Chicago reporter said that if he's there at 4 with the Bulls might take him. And that very much surprised me right there. I'm not trying to mess with you. This is a serious report. But I saw that, and I'm with Holden. I watched his film. He wasn't horrible, but I don't see why he's better than a bunch of other people that I have going ahead of him. But yeah, so I like that one. Wiseman, that one surprised me. I'm kind of big on Wiseman. I could easily see why he doesn't fit because he's really not a typical center nowadays NBA. But for me, I know my boy Oliver was in here earlier shouting him out, but I have Obi Toppin as the biggest bust. And you might ask why. Offensively, he's probably one of the best offensive players in this draft. He is very explosive. He's probably the best dunker. But his defense is horrible. Like, horrible. If he had an average defense, he'd probably be the number 1 pick. But his defense is one of his biggest flaws this year. That's why a lot of teams have him falling 8. I think the lowest he'd go is 8 because Leon Rose represented him, and Leon Rose is in charge of the Knicks right now. Thank you, Leo. I see you in the comment. I appreciate the love, bro. But yeah, I see Obi Toppin as a bust because if you can't play defense in this league, and it's been proven, you don't have a spot in this league anymore. So I have Obi Toppin.
I gotta disagree with that. Obi Toppin, he's coming into the draft 22, which is older than most of the other prospects already in this draft, and he's proved just with his offensive game that he can immediately come in and be a player. You've seen guys like Nemanja Bjelica, who are just stretch 5s, who don't necessarily play the best defense, but can still be a 6-man or a glue guy off the bench for a team. You're capping with Obi Toppin.
I think I agree with Holden is that, you got to think that he's going to have a higher ceiling than a lot of guys since he averaged 20 in college and he's one of the oldest, most proven prospects. But I can also see that, his defense isn't great and he's got a thin, his lower body is really not shaped out, and that leads him to be kind of off balance at times, and I'm just not sure how that's going to play out when he's defending in the post. So I can see the concern there.
Real quick on IG Live, LaMelo Ball said, "Y'all see my fingers," and then held up 2. So maybe Clay's injury is very serious, and maybe the Warriors promised him. I don't know why they would pick him. But I just want
I've heard draft analysts say that they're all saying that LaMelo Ball is the best prospect that this draft has to offer, and that any team would be stupid to pass them up. And especially with the Warriors, who have the aging Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, LaMelo Ball could be the future of the Warriors.
Yeah, I think, and I said this, I was on a live streaming this past couple days ago, and I said, honestly, I've listened to podcasts recently about this draft, and this draft can be analyzed by whoever you ask, honestly. They're all different answers. Some people think LaMelo's the best. Some people think Anthony Edwards. Some people think James Wiseman. Some people think Tyrese Halliburton's the best player in this draft. Like, it depends who you ask and depends where you look at it. It's very interesting compared to other drafts. There's always like, oh, this guy's the best. He's going number 1. And this one's like, someone who can go 1 can go all the way down to like 6. It's just unpredictable. It just depends on who you ask and depends on who trades for the pick. Sammy will be here shortly. When Sammy gets here, we'll be doing our mock draft. This draft starts in about 18 minutes. The first pick probably won't be made till like 5:05, 5:06-ish. So we still got time. But I'm glad Holden said something about the best player in the draft, because I'm going to ask you straight up, Holden, who do you think will be the best player in this draft?
The best player in this draft? I'm gonna have to go with Denny. I apologize if I screw this up. Avdija. He's, especially for who I have drafting this player, he'll be a fantastic fit with this team. He has the playmaking of LaMelo Ball and the craftiness to get to the rim like LaMelo Ball, but his defense is not the best, but I think better than LaMelo Ball. I really think that he might be looked over by a few teams, but might be the best player to come out of this draft.
Well, I'm high on him as well. What was that?
We'll finish this and then Sammy will come in.
All right. I'm high on Avdia as well. You got to have confidence seeing that the last top prospect that came out of Europe was Luka Doncic. But for me, the best player on this draft is LaMelo Ball. You might have heard of him, son of LeVar. To me, he's got all the upsides of his brother, and that's primarily to do with his passing. Like, no one has the vision of those two guys. But in addition to that, he's much better in scoring. He's taller. He's 6'7", which is great for a point guard. He's got good hands on the defensive end, although his effort will have to be improved. And he's a great rebounder. So I just think he has the highest ceiling out of anybody.
I'm going to go with Holden's pick, actually. I have Denny Avdia as well. I feel like he's very slept on. A bunch of the talk recently has just been LaMelo, Wiseman, or Edwards, and he's kind of left out there. And I feel like whatever team settles with him is going to get a very good prospect. So I have him compared to like a Gordon Hayward kind of player, but prime Gordon Hayward, not the current Gordon Hayward. So yeah, that's what I have. So without further ado, actually, we're to be joined by Sammy, if this works. Yes, we are. Sammy, we're the fan favorite last time he was here. So
thank you for having me on. I had some computer trouble, so my bad being a little late, but
it's all good. So without further ado, we're going to go right into our mock drafts. Like I said, the draft will probably start another 15 minutes, so we'll get a good couple picks in before this works. Is this going to work, however? There we go. Yeah, we're going fancy today, chat. Let's go. So I guess I'm first on this list. I'm going to be honest with you, Ben. I kind of forgot which. I made 2 different mock drafts. Hold on. I'm going to check real quick which ones I did.
You want?
There it is. I got it. Chill. So, with the number 1 overall pick in the 2020 draft, I have the Timberwolves selecting Anthony Edwards. Now, recently, it has been reported that Anthony Edwards kind of admitted that basketball is not really his favorite thing in the world right now. And that gives a lot of people kind of Andrew Wiggins flashbacks of he has the potential to be good, but he just doesn't care about the sport. So you won't be good if you don't care about the sport. So if he is locked in, I have him compared to a Donovan Mitchell. If he's locked in, which is a big if, I think that's his ceiling right now in his career. In his lone season at Georgia, he put up 19 points per game, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, basically, 1.3 steals. His shooting percentages were pretty low. but he was the number one option, and some of that was some horrible shot selection on his part. He has elite speed, size, and strength. He's a very explosive jumper. He could be a good shooter. He can create his own shot, which is very valuable in today's NBA. And he has a lot of heart and emotion, again, when he's locked in. And that's a big problem because he's not most of the time. And he has potential to defend, and I'm not going to repeat myself again. And my only cons for him is his shot selection was kind of horrible. And his defensive effort was very lackluster at times. So that's who I have the Timberwolves taking number one.
All right, I've got Anthony Edwards as well. Like you mentioned, there are questions about his shot selection and his drive. But to me, he's just the best scorer in this draft. And above that, he makes the most sense positionally for the Timberwolves. The top three was kind of set in stone with Edwards, Ball, and Wiseman. And the Wolves obviously have Karl Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell. So I know you want to take the best player available, but to me, if you're the Timberwolves, those guys are really the foundation, and you don't want to overthink this. So Anthony Edwards just makes the most sense for me.
Yeah, I agree with you too. I have Anthony Edwards going number one. And for a similar reason, if you're to take James Wiseman, you have him competing minutes with Karl Anthony Towns. And if you take LaMelo Ball, you're taking shots away from D'Angelo Russell. Anthony Edwards has the potential to fit really well into this Timberwolves lineup. But like, as you said before, he gets into this mindset where he feels like he needs to play hero ball and put up really bad shots. He's got to understand that he has like good teammates around him, like Karl Anthony Towns, like D'Angelo Russell, who can hit a shot. It doesn't have to be him taking the last shot.
Yeah, I same with you guys. I'm Anthony Edwards. This draft is very odd in the sense that there wasn't a March Madness. So many guys' stocks rise and fall in March Madness, and Anthony Edwards is really the only guy at the top that we've seen play, because Wiseman played 3 games and then didn't play the rest of the year, and LaMelo was obviously overseas, so we can watch highlights of him, but most people aren't watching the overseas games. So Anthony Edwards played great. He was in Georgia. They played Kentucky well. He was a force to be recommended in the SEC. I think there's always something to be like credit to go to when he could have easily gone to Kentucky, or I'm a Kansas fan, but go to KU or something like that. But he chose Georgia, not the biggest basketball school. He's a good player. Yeah, like you guys said, 19.1 points per game. I think he's the safest pick at the top because we have a pretty good sizable. We know what he plays like. So yeah, I'm gonna go Anthony Edwards number one.
Yeah, it shocked me that it was heavily rumored that LaMelo Ball was supposed to be the number one pick. I just don't see that fit. They probably have the worst defensive backcourt in the history of the NBA. Like that defense would be miserable, and obviously it would make absolutely no sense to draft Wiseman because they already have a very young center in Towns. So I don't know why it's been pure LaMelo. I'd be shocked if he goes number one, honestly. But I mean, there's a chance that someone trades for their number one pick, so maybe the Timberwolves were just bluffing to make other teams up their packages to select LaMelo Ball. So who knows? Anyway, so with the number 2 pick in the NBA draft, I have the Warriors selecting James Wiseman. The Warriors haven't really had the best centers in the world the past couple years during their dynasty. They had Bogut, which is very serviceable big men. Cousins was supposed to be a huge acquisition. He just wasn't really healthy for most of the time, so he really couldn't contribute as much. So Wiseman's here, and I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, the Warriors need this pick because they need to have something to build around in the future. Now, I don't think Wiseman's going to be maybe an all-NBA talent. Maybe that's his borderline is his ceiling for me. I have him compared to Hassan Whiteside. So I don't really have him as a superstar, but I feel like he could be a very serviceable big man, especially for the Warriors, the way they play. I feel like he'd be perfect for them. For him, I have him as an explosive athlete. He's very good in transition, and with the Warriors, that's something you kind of really need to be good at with Curry and hopefully Clay. Hopefully Clay plays next year. He's a good rebounder. He has great shot blocking instincts. He has a potential to be a good shooter. Didn't really take a lot of 3-point shots, but he has potential there because his free throw percentage wasn't that bad. He needs to be more disciplined on the shot blocking end. However, he could that you saw in the bubble, the bunch of the 3-point fouls being committed, they were kind of dumb. They fell for pump fakes, and there was a bunch of 3-point fouls being committed. He's not very good in pick and roll defense, which is it's kind of a big deal in today's NBA game. He's not a good passer, and his handles are very poor. So I think it's kind of the obvious pick. Apparently LaMelo thinks he's going to Golden State. I don't know why they do that, but who knows? But yeah, so I have James Wiseman going number 2 to the Warriors.
All right. Well, I actually have LaMelo Ball here. So if that comes to pass, you can credit me. But the reason I have LaMelo Ball here is primarily because I don't think the Warriors are going to make this pick, honestly. Like I said before, I think the best move for them is to trade it. But even if they do keep the pick, I don't think LaMelo Ball is crazy. Like, I mean, I get the James Wiseman play, but like the Warriors were small ball before the Rockets, they were small ball before it was cool. I mean, like LaMelo Ball he would fit perfectly into their play style of moving it and stuff. So, and he's big. And with that Clay injury, we were talking about that might actually be a better fit than it was assumed before that. So I don't think LaMelo would be crazy here. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this is somebody else trading with the Warriors to get LaMelo, because he's been rumored all over the place from like 1 to 8. So he's honestly, no one knows for sure where he's going to go.
Yeah, I see what you're saying there, but I gotta agree with Daniel that James Wiseman has to be the pick here. Watching his highlight reel, it's incredible the amount of bounce this man has for a 7-footer. I have a lot of problem with, he's super eager on defense. He jumps at a lot of pump fakes, and that's not going to work in the NBA. He's going to rack up a lot of fouls because of that. And so I think that Hassan Whiteside's a really good comparison for him. But even if the Warriors can get a Hassan Whiteside-like center, that still has the potential to be a really great team if they do keep the pick.
Yeah, this is kind of an interesting spot in the draft because the Warriors can really do whatever they want here. I picked Wiseman on thing. Now I kind of agree with Ben in the sense that the Clay injury today, we don't know what the severity of that. Maybe it's a big deal and they want to pair LaMelo and Steph together. I think Wiseman would be a great play no matter what, because I mean Curry and him on a pick and roll would be kind of crazy. And like you guys are saying, they really haven't had a dominant center. They've always had kind of the serviceable center over the years. It'd be interesting to see them with a dominant center with Steph and Clay on the outside. So I wouldn't go guard here because I don't think it's unnecessary, and I wouldn't want to deal with LeVar if I was drafting a player. But I mean, we as Laker fans, we know about this, Ben and I. But so I go Wiseman. I think it's Wiseman, but I do think that it could be traded out of this pick.
Before I make the next pick in this mock draft, I'm going to have this probably every 15 minutes or whatever. If you want to donate to the stream, there's a Venmo down in the description. Donate as much as you want. It'd be very much appreciated. We are working very hard behind the scenes. I have a bunch of papers on my desk right now. I spent about a month studying for this. So yeah, that's kind of in my life. So anyways, with the third pick, me, Holden, and Sammy have had the same first 2 picks. But I could almost guarantee there's no way they have this pick. With the third pick, I have the Hornets taking Onyeka Okongwu. And why, do you ask? Because I am really high on Okongwu. I think he's going to be one of the best players in this draft. I have him compared to Bam Adebayo. Throughout his whole high school career, he was kind of the little brother to LaMelo, Lonzo, LiAngelo. Really wasn't talked about as much, but he was so good in high school, and he was very good in his lone season at USC. He put up 16 points, 8 rebounds, 2.7 blocks. He shot 61% from the field. I think, and it's been rumored that the Hornets are going to get a center, whether it's free agency, whether it's the draft, they're going to get a center. So personally, I think if they're going to get a center, I think they might trade up to get Wiseman. But if they don't, I wouldn't be surprised to see them take Okongwu. There's been rumors again, kind of with every team, that they might take LaMelo. Again, they have Rozier, and they just signed to a big contract, and they have Devontae Graham, who just turned into a pretty good player. So why would they need another point guard in that system? I know Rozier's not going to get paid $16 million to come off the bench, and you can't put Graham back on the bench because he's starting to make a not star, but maybe an all-star candidate turn. my thing with where'd he go? Oh yeah, so Okongwu is a very versatile defender. He's solid in pick and roll coverage. I think he's the best shot blocker in this draft. He's a good rebounder. He's elite in the pick and roll, and his jumper needs work. I'm not really, again, it's like Adebayo. He's not really a 3-point shooter, but he can hit the occasional mid-range, I guess. His passing, to be like Adebayo, it needs to improve. And just like it was for Wiseman, he bites on pump fakes as well. But that kind of does come with the shot blocker. They normally do it most of the time. But anyways, I think Okongwu is going to be one of the best players in this draft, and I think the Hornets should take him at number 3.
So I agree with you that the Hornets, I mean, they've been very clear that they want a big man, at least from what I've heard. Like you said, there was some talks on taking LaMelo, but I think Wiseman is definitely the guy they want if he's available. They might trade up to get him if they're not feeling comfortable that he'll fall. I know my mock draft is, the odd one out because Wiseman is going second in a lot of them. But I think if he falls there, they're definitely going to take Wiseman. I mean, I've expressed my concerns about him, but the Hornets really want a center, and he's 7'1" and got crazy athleticism. So that's an obvious pick for them if he falls there.
I mean this with the utmost amount of respect. You guys are on crack. There's no way that the Hornets don't take LaMelo Ball if he's available at number 3. There's absolutely no way. LaMelo Ball is I see him as someone who's similar to Kevin Garnett when he first came into the league, in the sense that he could take a really bad team and give the fans a reason to go watch games. Like, LaMelo Ball is tantalizing with the passes that he makes and his fantastic handle. And I could even see them doing a 3-point guard lineup with, like, if you wanted to run LaMelo Ball at the 3 and have Rozier and Graham, and you'd have LaMelo Ball throwing lobs to Miles Bridges, that'd be crazy to watch.
Would be horrid. They scored like 140 a game with LaMelo, Rozier, and Graham.
But it'd look cool. I have LaMelo Ball going number 3.
I think I'm gonna go with my man Holden here. I think LaMelo Ball. I like what you guys are saying. I agree with you, Daniel. I think dude out of USC is gonna be really good. I watched him play. But I think LaMelo Ball's the thing here. You got to keep in mind, Charlotte's not a big market team. They don't have a huge fan base. They don't have a thing. We're talking about LaMelo Ball is easily the biggest name in social media following in this draft class. If you're a team like Charlotte, bringing in fans by taking a guy like LaMelo Ball and pairing him with Devontae Graham and Terry Rozier would be a really exciting team. Look what the Warriors did with Steph and Clay. I mean, then everyone was wearing Splash Brother jerseys for years to come on in. I think LaMelo would fit well there. It would be interesting with with Rozier and Graham how they would do that, but I guess with LeVar running his mouth if he's on the bench, come off the bench. But I think it'd be a good pick, and I think the Hornets can't pass up the big name here.
And as I mentioned earlier in the stream, it honestly depends on who you ask. We all have 3 different outcomes in the – well, actually, no, we don't. Sammy and Holden have the same exact one so far. But I guarantee you their top 14 won't be the same. No mock draft is ever the same.
Because they're the smartest pigs.
I mean, it really sounds like LaMelo's going number 2, and if it's to the Warriors, maybe it sounds like the Warriors might trade that pick. And who knows, with Klay Thompson injured, maybe they might be – there's a rumor earlier today that Marcus Smart and the Warriors were being talked about, and if they trade Marcus Smart, I might actually cry and leave this stream. I am not even joking. I will not be happy about that. I don't care if Wiseman's the greatest center of all time. You don't trade my boy Smart under any circumstance. No. Anyways.
For any Celtics executives that are tuning into the stream.
I know they want my insight right now. That's why they're watching. And that's why the Celtics haven't made any trades. They want to hear what I say. So anyways, we're to go to someone in this stream's favorite team. We're to go to Chicago Bulls, who are currently selecting number 4 in the draft. I have them taking – who do I have them taking? Denny Avdia. I think Otto Porter Jr. is gone next year because his max contract's up. Don't really think – especially if they take Avdia, I don't really see a reason why they need to bring him back. Hold on. Shams just tweeted. Oh, just about his draft show. Don't care about that. I have him, I said earlier, compared to Gordon Hayward, prime Gordon Hayward, not the current Gordon Hayward. which we probably might have a huge topic on Gordon Hayward later in this draft. That's kind of been a big deal around Boston right now. Avdija is a great playmaker. He's very crafty. He has solid touch around the basket. He has a great feel for the game. He's great off ball, good in transition. He's a good defender, advanced post game, good in ISO. Hold on real quick. Adrian Wojnarowski reported the Timberwolves remain on the phones discussing possible trade scenarios with the number 1 pick. The GM's plan has always been to take this down to the wire, and that's what's happening right now. So maybe a team trades up to get LaMelo or Wiseman. Who knows? Maybe it's the Bulls. So maybe this pick just means absolutely nothing, what I'm talking about right now. And kind of like Hayward's game, he can't really hold up with bigger threes and the fours. He's a little inconsistent from deep. He struggles against quicker players, and and this is a horrible tendency to have in the NBA. When he gets beat, he fouls. And I can tell you right now, every coach hates when players do that. So with the number 4 pick, though, I think the Bulls will get a very good steal because he's at 4, and I think he should be number 1, to be honest with you. And Deni Avdija. So Holden, you're welcome.
I'm high on Avdija as well, but I think the Bulls are looking for a point guard, and I also really like Tyrese Halliburton. He's shot 41.9% from 3. He's a great passer, had 6.5 assists last year, and what you really like is the improvement because from year 1 to 2, 6.8 to 15.2 points per game. He's got a bit of a slow, unorthodox shot, but it doesn't really matter too much if it goes in at that clip. And yeah, I just don't think Chris Dunn is the Bulls' answer at point guard for their future. So I think they might want to try again with Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah, real quick, I said before earlier, but I want to reiterate. Some people think Tyrese Halliburton might be the most NBA-ready prospect in this draft. So it wouldn't be a reach if the Bulls did it. I think it'd be a great pick for the Bulls. Matthew Davidson, I swear the Bulls have 8 point guards.
They can't seem to find the right one.
Listen.
Oh, and I see Andrew's comment. Shout out to you, Andrew, for being in this chat. And shout out to Matt as well. All right, Holden, who you got with the 4th pick?
I have Deni Avdija going to the Bulls. I think that like it'd be a fantastic, fun to watch lineup to have him paired along Zach LaVine and Kobe White. That's a really like high-powered, high-scoring offense. There have been rumors that the Bulls would trade Wendell Carter Jr. to the Warriors to try to get that 2nd pick for James Wiseman. I don't see him as the best fit for what the Bulls need right now. The Bulls need someone who's going to lead this offense, and I think Avdija, even as a rookie, can do that since he's already coming from pro ball, playing against pro NBA players.
Holden,
and if you guys make that trade, Carter Jr. in the 4th for the 2nd, that'd probably be one of the worst trades in Bulls history. I really don't want it. I
think Carter Jr. is
scared.
a good player in this league, and I don't know why they'd give up on him so early. He's only in his 3rd year.
He's literally the Bulls' best defensive player right now on the roster. But back to what I was saying before, if Avdija can put on some weight, not to the extent that Giannis did, but like similar to what Giannis did, he'll be an excellent defender and has the ability to stay in the league for a minute.
Yeah, I like all those picks. I'm a little different. I got Obi Toppin going here, kind of a surprise pick. I like him a lot. I think he's really slept on this draft class. He was a 0-star recruit coming out of high school. Caught on with Dayton and had a big season at Dayton. You know, them and kind of San Diego State were the 2 teams that were kind of surprising and could have made a Final Four run. And he's really versatile. He's kind of an all-around guy. He can shoot, but he's a big player. He can run the pick and roll. Maybe not the biggest name, so maybe why he slipped a little bit, but I think he's a really good player, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Bulls take him here at 4.
Adam Silver just right now said the Timberwolves are officially on the clock.
Sweet.
Bulls. Matthew Davidson says Bulls need to get Onyeka.
You're capping.
They have
fully capping.
He's on the rise, dude.
He's an amazing player, but not for the Bulls. Matt,
and
he's a great player. You got the injury though.
Real quick, league sources just told me that unless a trade happens for the number 1 pick, which I'm surprised. I mean, The Timberwolves have 4 minutes and 25 seconds to make a trade. They're expected to select Anthony Edwards with the first pick.
Right, which to be expected with the talent that goes around the top of the draft, Edwards is the best fit for the Timberwolves.
Yeah. So anyone who thought LaMelo was going number 1, they are out of luck. And if you put money on that in Vegas, I could have told you to save your money. Anyways, sorry. With the 5th pick in the 2020 NBA drafts, I have the Cavaliers going with Obi Toppin. And the reason is because I looked at like 6, 7, 8 mock drafts, and every single one I looked at had Obi Toppin going number 5 to Cleveland. So I'm just like, all right, I'm going to hop on the bandwagon. That's what I said. I'm sorry. Hold on. So he averaged 20 points, and I know I called him a bust. I said that who I think will be a bust. I don't think he's for sure going to, but if I had to pick, it'd be him. He averaged 20 points, 7.5 rebounds. He shot 63% from the field, 39% from 3. Let me go on him real quick. He's an amazing athlete. I already mentioned, I think he's one of the best dunkers in this draft class and athletes. He has the tools to be a very good offensive rebound with his explosiveness. He's got good potential as a shooter, decent inside scorer. He shot 69.8% from 2 this year, which is absolutely incredible, actually. And I know I gave him a lot of bad talk with this thing earlier, but with proper discipline, and I don't know if JB Biggerstaff can do that, he could be a very good defensive player, especially with his athleticism, which is one of the best in the draft. So I have number 5, Obi Toppin, and I also have him compared to John Collins. I forgot that. So, yeah.
So I've got Avdia here. Like I said, I really like Avdia. He's a playmaking wing. You can play him as a stretch 4. Though he's not really shifty, he is really quick when he's on the attack. And I know you guys are gonna laugh, but he kind of reminds me of Kyle Kuzma in that aspect. I knew you guys were gonna hate. You always hate on Kyle Kuzma, but just the decisiveness and the quickness when he was attacking, like maybe that's why I like him so much. But yeah, if you're the Cavs, like you're not really worried about position. I mean, you got a lot of young point guards and you got Drummond, but aside from that, you really just want anybody. And I think Avdia is the best player available.
For those who are watching, please feel free to like and subscribe. We are, I believe, 8 away from our goal of 50 by the end of the year. So please do that. Please like. And if you want to donate part 2, there's a Venmo in the description. It would mean a lot. Holden, who do you got?
Help me pay for college.
Going to the Cavs.
With the 5th pick, I agree with Daniel. I think Obi Toppin is the best pick here. While he is a little bit older and his potential might be a bit diminished because of that, I could see him sort of developing behind Kevin Love and Andre Drummond to like really hone in some of those skills, use them as a mentor. And then next season, once Drummond's contract is up, once Kevin Love's a little bit older, he won't play in as many games, maybe due to injury. I can really see Obi Toppin coming into his own in the Cavaliers uniform.
Yeah, and Shams Charania just tweeted that Anthony Edwards is going number 1 officially, so I don't think the Timberwolves found a trade. Sammy, what you got?
Yeah, I got Avdia here. I'm kind of with Ben on this. He was a good player, big kind of build of a power forward, but it's got the skills of a point guard. Is a little inconsistent from 3 at times, shot like 32%, but that can be worked on in the pros. So I got him. I think this is a good spot. Cavs get a solid player here with a lot of upside, and I think it'd be a good pick for him.
Yeah, as we do in previous years, I will tune into Silver when the pick is made. So, and by the way, if I do interrupt you guys, I apologize. I'm just going to give you guys the sources as soon as I receive them. But anyways, with the 6th pick in the NBA draft, I have the Hawks selecting Tyrese Halliburton. Now, if the rumors are true that they're going to get Rondo, this pick would make no sense because then they'd have 3 point guards on the roster, and I don't think Halliburton wants to be a 3rd string really, and especially Rondo. But as I mentioned earlier, a lot of people think Tyrese Halliburton is probably the best.
Not to interrupt you, but it looks like Adam Silver has the pick.
Oh, I'm on YouTube TV, so I'm a little delayed.
Oh.
So
They're picking it right now.
a little bit. I'm gonna turn this stuff on.
Yeah, it's Edwards.
It's official.
There he is.
Can you guys hear this?
A little bit.
Like barely.
First pick in the 2020 NBA
Yeah,
draft.
there you go.
The Minnesota Timberwolves select Anthony Edwards from the University of Georgia.
So Anthony Edwards goes number 1. The Warriors are on the clock, and this could be very interesting for me to see if they trade this pick. It's been rumored ever since I got the second pick that they're going to trade it for a veteran. Doesn't sound like they're going to do it right now, but it's interesting to me. Anyways, with Halliburton, I have him as a better shooting Lonzo Ball. He's just very good, dude. He's a really good point guard. Him with Trae Young would be very – I'd tune in to watch their games, that's for sure. He's a good passer. He's good in the pick and roll. He's a good shooter. His release is funky, but it works. So it doesn't really matter. He's got great defensive potential due to his length and awareness. He shies away from contact. He needs to be more assertive on offense, and he has a bad habit of biting on fakes and gambling on defense. That's kind of a trend with a bunch of these people in this draft. But I feel like the Hawks are going to take Tyrese Halliburton with the 6th pick in the draft.
So I got Toppin here at 6. I mentioned the concerns about him on the defensive end, but I kind of agree with Sammy in that I think he's the most proven. He's probably the highest floor among the highest floor guys in this draft. You know, a stretch 4 or 5, 39% from 3. And I think it'd be fun to watch with him and John Collins in the same front court. You know, both guys able to shoot it, got some size in there as well. But yeah, he's a little lower than you guys, but I think at this point he'd be the best player available.
Best player available, sure, but I don't know how he'd fit alongside John Collins. It seems like they're really similar in play style. They could be taking shots away from one another. But anyway, I have the Hawks taking Tyrese Halliburton, agreeing with Daniel. Again, if the Hawks do choose to keep this pick, Halliburton could take some of the weight off of Trae Young in terms of running the offense. He's an amazing passer, especially in the pick and roll. I really like him for this Hawks pick if they do keep it.
Yeah, I got Halliburton too. He's a really good player. 43% 3-point shooter and 78% free throw shooter. He's got good size. The one thing about him, does shy, like Daniel was saying, does shy away from contact a little bit. Has trouble shaking guys sometimes, but he's a good player here. Yeah, the Hawks would be great, really fun with Trae Young. It'd sell a lot of tickets. I think it'd be a good pick for him.
Speaking of selling tickets, I think that something that slept on that young core of D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Edwards, and Karl Anthony Towns is kind of it'd be very interesting to watch. I mean, especially if Edwards develops like he should.
They're gonna be
real
fun
quick, I believe the second pick. Yep. With the second pick, the Golden State Warriors are selecting James Wiseman. So
2 for 2. 2 for 2.
LaMelo said 2, and he's not going 2. So
They should have a camera on LeVar tonight.
So the thing is, this one, I feel like you guys are going to give me some garbage for.
No, be nice.
Yes.
But some of you guys may notice in my mock draft, LaMelo Ball has yet to be taken. Because I have him going 7 to the Pistons. I am not high on LaMelo. I am not at all. I have him compared to a Spencer Dinwiddie.
You what?
You heard me. LaMelo put up 17 points, 7.6 rebounds, 6.8 assists. He shot 37% and 25% from 3, which is horrid. He also averaged 2.5 turnovers a game. My gosh, man, I'm not high on him, bro. I'm just not high on him. I don't think he's going to be as good as everyone's making him out to be. He's a great passer. I will give him that. He's a natural scorer. He has good handle. But his shot selection is absolutely terrible. He gets caught up in screens way too often. When he's
Not
not
to
on
interrupt
ball,
you, but speaking of LaMelo Ball, watch bomb. The Charlotte Hornets are selecting LaMelo Ball with the 3rd pick.
that's such a horrible pick.
He's gonna turn their franchise around. He really is. I can
Such a
feel it.
horrible pick, bro. Why
Get
would
three.
Him with a few other pieces of talent can really do it.
I do hear what you're saying, Daniel. Though, like it is tough to get a read on LaMelo Ball because he has so much hype and he's such a big name, and Lonzo. Like it's weird when you look at his stats and stuff, and like his kind of breakdown. He's so similar to Lonzo. Like he's a great passer, kind of struggles with the jump shot a little bit. Like it's kind of freaky sometimes. So I do get what you're saying. Like sometimes I think he's a little overhyped because he is famous and they had that stupid reality show they had. But yeah. If the Pistons got him, they're taking him at 3, I guess. They're reporting that?
Yeah, the Hornets are taking him at 3.
Oh, okay. All right, well.
But it was rumored last night, I guess, that they said Michael Jordan gave the people in charge the approval to take him, and they did that. I just want to say real quick, who would have thought a couple years ago that Lonzo Ball would be in New Orleans and LaMelo Ball would be in Charlotte? I'm very sorry, LeVar. They're the furthest thing away from Los Angeles. That sucks. So that it gets interesting real quick for the Bulls at 4. Because Denny Avdia is there, and I think the best 3 people are gone. But knowing the Bulls, who knows what they're gonna do, man? Who knows?
We have new management. We got new faces. We got new brains, smarter brains that'll make smart decisions about the future of our team and what fits well.
All right, Ben. Who do you got with the 5th? What do we got? 7th pick.
I've got Patrick Williams. Pretty much the only reason for this is, like you were talking about, there were rumors that the Pistons gave him a promise. He's been strongly linked to the Pistons for a while. Aside from that, I think this is a little high for him. I mean, if you look at his stat line, like under 10 points a game is not all that promising, but he's a good slasher. He's very versatile. He's got a slow shot. He's got good size at 6'8". So yeah, I got nothing for you other than the rumors, man.
Holden?
I don't think they will, but I think the Pistons should take Onyeka Okongwu. He's got some really good strengths as a pick and roll man. The man can jump out of the building, but he's not going to be the guy to turn the Pistons around. They need a few more pieces to do that. But even still, he's amazing talent. He's just not the guy to build a team around.
Yeah, I'm taking Killian Hayes. I think he's a good player. He's big. He's got a pretty nice jump shot. Really good pick and roll player. He's played 72 pro games, in Europe. He's a little, on defense struggles with like speedy guy. Oh, they're picking right now. So
they're not picking on my screen. We're good. We're okay.
Ah, jeez.
Go ahead. Hello.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I like Hayes. I think he's a good player. I think he's a little bit underrated, and I think he come in. I kind of reminds me of a.
But I am going to interrupt.
Hey, all good.
Goodness.
Warriors select James Wiseman from the University of Memphis.
So the 2nd pick, James Wiseman, does go to the Golden State. Sammy, continue.
Oh no, I was basically done. I like Hayes. Kind of reminds me of Emmanuel Mudiay a couple years ago, but maybe better.
Holden? Oh wait, that's not Holden. It's done. Whoa. Real quick, gonna touch on a couple comments. Matthew said LeVar versus Jordan. Lamar could finally get his 1v1 he wanted.
Exactly.
And my Nicholas Reyes said undefeated, never lost, which is facts. And Mark Stein just tweeted that LeVar was a big fan. LaMelo has a big fan in Michael Jordan. So I guess Michael Jordan was the leading influence behind this. I don't see how that 3-point guard lineup is going to work, but who knows? The Hornets probably not far from done from making more moves just right now. They probably thought LaMelo was too talented to pass up on.
It's worth mentioning that we thought that there were going to be at least one trade with these top 3 picks, and so far there haven't been any. I feel like that happened last year too.
I was about to say that last year we were always like Waj and all of them said expect to have so many trades happen, and like nothing happened. It's like okay, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens this year too because a lot of the big trades already occurred. By the way, this is my 15-minute update. If you guys would like to donate to the stream, there's a Venmo down in the description. Anything would be appreciated. We worked very hard on this stream. It would mean a lot. Anyways, with the 8th pick, oh boy, Knicks, I'm here to save your day. I have the Knicks taking Killian Hayes. And the reason I said he's going to save the day is because I am super high on Killian Hayes. I think he's going to be very good in this league. I have him compared to D'Angelo Russell. He had 12.8 points per game, 6.2 assists, 1.5 steals. Shooting wasn't the greatest in the world, 45%, 39%. 39% of 3 is actually pretty serviceable in today's NBA. He has great vision. He's a creative ball handler. His step back is his go-to move. And I think he has very good shooting potential. He sometimes tries to overpass on the offensive end. He relies on his left hand a lot, which gets exposed quite a bit in today's NBA. And he has to improve his off-ball defense. Matthew Davis and the Knicks will find a way to mess this up. They got new management. I could believe in this new management. I think they're actually going to turn things around. They're going to build things the right way and not try to hit the home run ball with all these unhappy people. They're going to actually build a team the way they should. I'm very confident. So I think Killian Hayes will go a long way towards that. Ben, who do you got?
I got Hayes as well. The first thing I have in my notes, this goes well with what Daniel said. I have, don't screw this up, Knicks. I have him compared to Ginobili kind of, but his step back game is reminiscent of Harden as well. Like you said, his efficiency is not there, only 29% from 3, and that's maybe why he's this low. I've even seen on some draft boards he's like 1 or 2, which is pretty crazy. But it just shows that there's variance about like a lot of guys are really high on this kid. So I believe in him. I believe he'll be good for the Knicks if they do not mess this up. And so, we're giving the Knicks a break here.
I agree with the two of you. I have them taking Killian Hayes here at 8. He's got a really good all-around game between offense and with his playmaking and his inside ability and his step back, as well as he's a really solid defender. And I think he could guard the positions 1 through 3 at an NBA level. But like Daniel said, he relies on his left hand a little bit too much. And that could cause a lot of problems in the NBA. He might have, because he relies on the left hand, he might need to do a few ball around the heads. But I really think he might be the one to turn around the Knicks franchise.
Yeah, I like Hayes a lot. I had him going to pick earlier to Detroit. I got next year. I got Isaac Okoro going to New York. I think he's a good player. He's got a lot of size, great defender, needs to work offensively. They might be picking again.
We're going to come in late with Daniel, so go ahead, Sammy.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I like Okoro. I think he's a good player. He's got he could be like an all.
I keep on doing this. I'm sorry.
You're all good.
The Hornets select LaMelo Ball.
I kind of want to see LaMelo's reaction.
He's all
Lamar's
happy.
pissed. Lamar's pissed.
So Holden and
following-
Sammy are the only mock drafts alive.
Yeah, crazy how that works.
We probably picked chalk. That's why. Yeah, I like Okoro though. I think he's a good player, and I think it's a safe pick for the Knicks. And Stephen A. will be happy. So
I know that's all that matters. We need Stephen A. to finally root for
yeah,
basketball.
exactly.
We haven't heard anything about who the Chicago Bulls are going to pick. I'm
I was
very,
gonna
very
say that,
nervous.
but I think that kindly has something to do with the Hornets were going to select either James Wiseman or LaMelo. So whoever the Warriors took, they were just pick the opposite. So that's why they're picking like that. The Bulls are probably still scouring the trade market right now because I told you they've been heavily involved in a lot of trades. So maybe their GM trying to look at something before. Who knows? But anyways, where are we at? We're at 9th. With the 9th pick in the 2020 NBA draft, the Bulls are selecting Patrick Williams with the 4th pick.
Oh,
I reported at the beginning of the stream that it was reported yesterday that the Bulls promised Williams that he'd be drafted. I guess the Bulls tried to trade down to draft him. No one wanted to trade down. So the Bulls took Patrick Williams with the 4th pick. So far, all of our mock drafts are dead.
You gotta be kidding. Why though?
you could have traded down and got him at 10.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm shocked. I love making fun of Holden, but this shocks me.
you could have drafted like a half a bag
Now-
of Lay's potato chips. Like
Danny
you,
Avdija took. Wait a minute. So that means probably Obi Toppin's going to New York, because Danny Avdija would probably go to Cleveland, and if Avdija slips, that'd be horrible. Wait a minute. Cleveland continues to field trade offers for the 5th pick. Just kidding. Maybe they won't pick. But I am so sorry.
I can't believe the Bulls. I really thought this was gonna be the draft, that we would change our franchise, but we're out here picking the guy that I chose as the number 1 bust from this draft.
Holden,
Hey,
Nicholas Reyes said, "What a steal."
What is still Nick?
They said that about they booed Porzingis on the draft
True.
night. Never give up.
True.
hope.
That's
Very
true.
true.
That's true. It's just whatever. Okay.
Anyways, with the 9th pick in the NBA draft, I have the Wizards selecting Devin Vassell. He was actually rumored to be a favorite of a lot of the NBA teams because I have him compared to a Mikal Bridges, who casuals will be like, who? He was a very good player for the Suns last year. He's a good 3-and-D player. Devin Vassell is actually was one of the best 3-point shooters in college basketball last year. I'm pretty sure it was him. No, but he still shot 41%. Was it him? Am I tripping? No, yeah, he shot 41%.
Sure. Yeah.
Averaged 12.7 points, 5.1 rebounds, 49% from the field. I think that he is a good pick right here for Washington. Their defense was absolutely miserable last year. He has good lateral quickness, great defensive IQ. He's a great team defensive leader. He's a shot blocking threat. He's a knockdown 3-point shooter. Most of his offense is from the 3.
I can't watch the Bulls make this pick.
Good, because it's not on my screen yet. He needs to improve his ball handling, and he lacks quickness and strength to get by defenders. So he's basically the definition of a 3-and-D wing. And if it's true, I'm not going to have Ben go because if they're going to make the selection right now, I don't. Are they?
He didn't even start for his own college team.
You got a tight afro though.
He wasn't even good enough to start on
Adam
his
Silver
own
with the
college
4th
team,
pick.
and the Bulls are like, yeah.
Why isn't this turning on? What is happening? No. Hey, can you not right now?
Florida State University.
Well, anyways, it was Patrick Williams.
He literally the 6th man on his own college team, and the Bulls are like, yeah, he's the one that's going to lead our franchise to the promised land. No.
If you haven't figured it out, Holden's a Bulls fan.
I'm going to upset Bulls fan.
League sources have told me something. The Timberwolves are in talks to trade the 17th pick to OKC for Ricky Rubio and the 25th and 28th pick. Why
He
would the
will get
Timberwolves do
Rubio
that?
back.
They're gonna put
Yeah, they get a fossil on their team now. I don't really get that.
they're gonna put Rubio on the bench, getting paid like $18 million. Why would?
Talk about a guy that's like stealing money from the NBA. That dude's like so old, and yet every team gets money because they want to like teach their young guys.
I mean, OKC they trade up, I guess 8 slots, and they get rid of Ricky Rubio. They didn't really need him, but that trade, they're in talks. The trade's not going through, but that trade interests me. Ben, who do you got?
All right, I've got Onyeka Okongwu at USC for the Washington Wizards at 9. The Wizards always need more defense. You know, they're always the team to score 130 points and then lose every game. They're a little light on bigs. Obviously, they have Thomas Bryant, but I feel like you could put Okongwu behind him to start off. He's not a good shooter right now, but he's a good shot blocker and a good finisher. And he's been rumored to be rising lately, so I feel like if he falls to them at 9, they'd be happy to take him.
Before I make my pick, I just want to emphasize that Patrick Williams averaged 9 points per game in 22 minutes per game and didn't start for his own college team. Anyway, with the 9th pick, I have the Washington Wizards selecting Isaac Okoro from Auburn. He could really be that defensive stud that the Wizards need to push in the playoff. There have been rumors that John Wall may leave the Wizards, but if he does stay, a core of John Wall, Bradley Beal, and Isaac Okoro with Thomas Bryant in the paint defensively, that can create some really tough matchups for teams.
Yeah, I got Okongwu here. I probably messed that up, but yeah, he's a really good player. Really good defensively, kind of really a true center. There's some questions about how dynamic can he be offensively in the pros, but I think he's a really good pick here. Wizards, they might trade John Wall, but I think it'd be a nice pairing up with him.
Yeah, we're trying to zoom through this real quick because I feel like we're going a little slow, but maybe we're not going as slow as I think. With the 10th pick, it's a new era in Phoenix now. We'll get to that a little later, but they acquired Chris Paul. So with the 10th pick, where the hell am I have them taking Isaac Okoro. Now, this was before they did the Chris Paul trade, and now that Oubre's gone, Okoro's just chilling there. So I have Okoro compare. Nope, I have Okoro to compare to a Andre Iguodala. He's a competitor. He's a smart defender. He was often matched up with the best defender during the college basketball season. He's versatile on the defensive end. He's another, just like Obi Toppin, he's one of the best defenders in this draft. Not defenders, athletic people in this draft. And Cleveland is selecting Isaac Okoro with the 5th pick. Denny Avdija must not impress a lot of people. And Obi Toppin. So what? That's a shocker. That's a shocker.
I don't get that for a second.
Hey, there's a lot of guys on the board that are like in that 4 to 10-ish range that just you could evaluate them all sorts of ways.
Yeah, I think it's weird. This again, like not having March Madness, like some of these guys is just like they have very limited stuff. So how GMs graded them may be very different than how the public views them.
Did I pick my pick? Yes, I did. Okoro, anyways, he struggled from 3, which is why I haven't compared to Iguodala. But anyways, yeah, I have Okoro going number 3. Ben, what you got?
Well, I had Okoro as well, because the Suns need defense, but apparently the Cavaliers wanted to get in on that. I think he's the best wing defender in the class, honestly. And on offense, he's a slasher and a good finisher. Needs to work on his jumper. But that can come. Kind of a similar profile, I think, to Josh Jackson when the Suns got him in terms of the defense, but not the jump shot. But hopefully it'll turn out better.
Yeah.
Oh, spoiler alert. Okay.
Yeah, I apologize.
I have
real quick. With the number 6 pick, the Hawks are selecting Onyeka Okongwu. That one surprises me a lot because they've got Capella and Dwayne Dedmon, and I don't know why they need Onyeka Okongwu. That one surprises me a little bit.
That makes me think that the Hawks are making a trade at some point. But in terms of the Suns choosing at 10, I think if he's available, Devin, is it Vassell from FSU, the better player from FSU? He's an amazing defender, amazing 3-and-D guy. He could either come off the bench for the Suns or even start at the 3 alongside Devin Booker and Chris Paul, and really push them to the playoffs, maybe even to the 2nd or 3rd round.
I got Bay here. I think he's a really good player. Out of Villanova, he's going to be a good guy. I think with the Suns, he could be a really good player with Chris Paul teaching him and stuff like that. I think he'd be a kind of a high upside pick here. Those Villanova guys always seem to pan out in the NBA, or at least become a really good shooter. So yeah, I got Bay here.
I mean, I think we've missed over this part. This isn't me saying this as my expert analysis. I've seen other experts say Tyrese Halliburton is one of the best players in the draft, and he's not going top 6. So the Knicks have, look at my list real quick. The Knicks have Avdia, Toppin, Vassell, Hayes, Halliburton. They got options.
Like, to be fair, Halliburton, I don't think would have been a good fit for any team other than the Hornets. But if LaMelo Ball was available,
I think Halliburton's going to Detroit because Detroit needs a point guard. I think that's what's going to happen. So before that, I think the Cavs pick is in, so I'm not going to really start on pick number 11. And yes, it is.
In the 2020 NBA Draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Isaac Okoro from Auburn University.
I'm going to hop on Holden's
yeah, like you were saying, if Tyrese Halliburton goes to the Pistons, that'd be an amazing pick for the Pistons. He could really turn that franchise around.
I'm going to go on Holden's bandwagon. And you know what? I totally forgot what I was going to say. Ben, go.
You're up at number 11, my guy.
I was going to say something. Anyways, so with the 11th pick, what do I have? The Spurs, which, I mean, for a lot of you guys, this is the first time in your life that you've probably ever seen this. They're in the lottery. So with them, I have them picking. Well, I had them picking Patrick Williams. I feel like under Greg Popovich, he would have developed quite well. I had him compared to OG Anunoby 2.0. I see him. He's a high IQ defender. He often matched up with the best wings and forwards. He was good shot blocker for his size, and he was a surprisingly nice playmaker out of the pick and roll. He lacks lateral quickness to guard multiple positions, and he's heavy-footed sometimes, and he makes bad risks defensively. But I think under Greg Popovich, I mean, the Spurs always draft well, always. So I think under his maintenance, he would have been a lot better, but he's not available, so that pick's not going to happen.
I've got Sadiq Bey here. I thought to myself, who would the Spurs take here?
Ben?
Yes?
The Pistons are selecting Killian Hayes with the 7th pick.
Wow.
Way to go, Sammy, for getting that one.
Yeah?
Well, Halliburton's there. I think Halliburton has to go to New York. Although they said New York really wants Obi Toppin. So, wow, Halliburton's dropping that low, bro. And Toppin? Maybe people think his defense is as bad as I said it was. A lot of people are buying it. Interesting.
And
All right, Ben.
excuse me if I'm wrong, but Avdia has not been picked, right?
He is not.
Oh, my God. I totally forgot. No, he has not. What is happening, bro?
Yeah, kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Abdia could go to the Wizards. That'd be cool.
But anyway, the Spurs, I thought, they're probably going to take the well-rounded 21-year-old, like the versatile 3-and-D player. He's got good size. He's 6'8". He averaged 16.1 points per game, which is pretty good, considering he's labeled as just a 3-and-D guy. But the Spurs, like you said, they always draft well, and it's usually not the guy you think it's going to be. So that's why I kind of got Bay here. It's kind of probably most people didn't have him.
I agreed with Daniel for my number 11 pick. I had Patrick Williams. He's one of the younger players in the draft and he has a lot of potential. He plays a very Greg Popovich style of basketball, where he like really focuses on defense but can knock down a 3-point shot. I hope that the Bulls can develop him into the best version of himself that he could possibly be.
I went with Devin Vassell here. I think he's a good player, Florida State, kind of a 3-and-D type guy. Popovich could really make him really good. He's kind of started playing basketball late. So a lot of upside with him. I think he's a good pick, especially at 11 here when you're kind of out of the superstar range and into kind of more upside.
I'm just I'm sorry. I'm just so out of it. I'm so confused. What the hell is happening right now, bro? What is happening? All of our mock drafts are just blown up in flames. So we're almost done with our lottery. Did I miss the 5th pick being announced? Who had it?
No, that was already announced.
Okay, for
You
sure.
good?
So with the 12th pick, make sure they're not doing anything. I had, God damn it, I had the Kings pick taking Sadiq Bey. I have him compared to Robert Covington 2.0 Part 2. He's a very versatile and smart defender, high defensive IQ, good defender with a great 3-point shot. He's an underrated playmaker. He takes care of the ball, moves well without the ball, and he's a good rebounder on both ends. He struggles to create space one-on-one, which is kind of why I have him at Covington's 3-and-D. And yeah, so I have the 12th pick being Sadiq Bey going to the Kings.
I got Devin Vassell here. Third straight defensive specialist wing guy. There's a lot of those in the lottery here. But I think the Kings could also use one. He's great from 3, 41.5%. And for his size at 6'7", he is an amazing shot blocker. Like, he has great quickness and hops, and it allows him to take on bigs even. And I'm interested to see how that will translate to the NBA game against penetrating guards. So yeah, I think the Kings are another one of those teams that could use a 3-and-D guy. So I got him taking Vassell.
I have the Kings taking Precious at Daniel Held.
Precious Achua.
With the 12th pick. He plays this really fast, aggressive style of basketball that the Kings like to play, and him in transition with De'Aaron Fox could be really fast, aggressive, hard to stop. He's a great rebounder, can protect the rim, just ferocious athlete. He can rush his shot, and at times he can play flat-footed, but like I said before, in a pick and roll with De'Aaron Fox or in transition, he'd be unstoppable.
I have a strong feeling. Okay, it's always Sammy when it's his turn.
It's all good.
The Hawks with the sixth pick right now.
With the 6th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft,
I don't.
the Hawks select Onyeka Okongwu from the University of Southern California.
Bro, Adam Silver tried so hard on that pronunciation.
Yeah, I know.
Really did.
I was gonna say with Holden's thing real quick. Sorry. That there has to be a trade. They have way too many big men. There's no way they carry all those people. They're all starting caliber, at least most of them. So, anyways, Sammy, go ahead.
The Kings, I got a little bit of a surprise pick here, but hey, the way this draft's gone, it might be right on pace. I got Aaron Nesmith here from Vanderbilt. He's like one of the best shooters in the class. He's a really good player. He was good in college. He played most of the season. He had a little bit of an injury, so he's fallen a little bit. But I think he's a really good player and would be nice for the Kings to just add a potential deadly scorer.
Here I am yet again with my 15-minute update. If you guys would like to donate to the stream, there is a Venmo down in the description. It would mean a lot. We worked very hard on this thing. Ben with this amazing PowerPoint, and all of us with our amazing research behind the scenes. It mean a lot. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment, and we'll answer them. Actually, please like and subscribe. I guess now we're 5 away from our ultimate goal of 50, and mean a lot actually if we made it on this stream. So, anyways, with the 13th pick, I'm going to pick later than Sammy did, so I have Aaron Nesmith again. I have him as Buddy Hield, but with better defense.
Yeah.
Aaron Nesmith is an elite 3-point shooter. He is very, very good at 3-pointers. He has the potential to be a good defender, and he's a great team defender, if that makes any sense for most of you. Anything past 2 dribbles, and his handle is bad. He gets blown by on defense. He needs to improve his inside game. He needs to improve his handle. And sometimes he gets tunnel vision. But in the NBA, if he's in there, especially for the Pelicans, with Redick probably being a free agent after this year, and the Knicks are selecting Obi Toppin with the 8th pick.
I mean, that's not.
I mean, they said there's no way he gets past the Knicks at 8.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, Halliburton was there. So was Avdia.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, I think Aaron Nesmith actually perfect pick alongside Zion and all of them. So, Ben, who do you got?
I've got Jalen Smith out of Maryland. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry, I said Halliburton's still there. I forgot. But anyway, Jalen Smith out of Maryland. I think he'd be a good fit with Zion because Zion plays more the 4 because he's very quick and he got some playmaking ability. So you want somebody who's a shooter to fill in your bigs there. So he's a good rim protector. I got him kind of compared to Serge Ibaka in that sense, like not the fastest, but he's a good 3-point shooter and a good shot blocker. At least the early Serge Ibaka, where he was Serge Ibaka. But yeah, I think he'd be a good fit for the Pelicans.
Halliburton. Oh, Matthew said over Halliburton. Yeah, I'm really shocked he's going down this low. Who would take him? Wizards don't need a point guard. Suns don't need a point guard. The Spurs, they have DeJounte Murray. The Kings already have Fox. Pelicans.
I could see the Spurs taking Halliburton. I could see that happening.
The Wizards have been rumored to trade Wall, and Beal's been trade packages for 2 years, so I could see maybe something like that. But
I'm blown away. I could have sworn everyone said Halliburton was the best player in this draft, and he's dropping to 9 at the very least. This is crazy. So hold on, what you got?
With the 13th pick, I have the Pelicans playing against the Big East's own Saddiq Bey. He's just an amazing lockdown defender. I considered Aaron Naismith, but I don't feel like the Pelicans need another shooter. I feel like they need someone that can just get down, play good.
Adam Silver's on the stage.
The 7th pick in the 2020 NBA draft. The Detroit Pistons select Killian Hayes from Lakeland, Florida.
So Killian Hayes goes number 7 to the Pistons, to much of people's surprise. Holden, continue your thought.
Just by the way, I love that pick for the Pistons. Absolutely love that pick.
Actually, before you continue your thought,
but yeah, I have Saddiq Bey going to the Pelicans. He can knock down.
Okay, we're at 47 subs, so thank you guys. 2 more people. We're 3 away. It'd mean a lot if you guys could. We have 4 likes, so please like and sub. Holden, continue. I'm sorry.
Did you want to interrupt me again? Just one more time. I see Saddiq Bey coming in and being a really good glue guy for the Pelicans. He could create some really difficult to defend matchups.
Ben?
I went Cole Anthony here out of North Carolina. He's a good player. Kind of weird because last year at the beginning of, kind of projecting this draft a year ago, he was supposed to be a top 5 pick. He's a lot of these guys, he's probably played in the biggest games that anybody that's drafted, playing in North Carolina under Roy Williams. He's a good player. He's kind of a buy low. He can play off ball, on ball defense, good at all that. And he's got some pretty good scoring ability. Wasn't always on display at North Carolina because it was kind of about everyone else except him. He was just kind of running the offense. But I'd like to see if they featured him a little bit more in the scoring game, what he could do. So I think it'd be an interesting pick for the Pelicans, and it kind of pair him with Zion and Brandon Ingram and all them.
We are 1 pick away from winning this mock draft, but it is expected that with the 9th pick, the Wizards will select Denny Avdia. So
that's really low.
We still got Devin Vassell, Tyrese Halliburton. That's who I had in my top 10 that's still yet to be taken, and they're going to fall out of the – actually, no, one of those will make it out of the top 10, and that's interesting for me. I think it's a good pick for the Wizards. I feel like their small forward slot has, Rui Hachimura, but if Dia's there, you got to take him. I think he's so talented. I'm so shocked he fell that low. But anyways, we're going to finish this mock draft with the 14th pick by the greatest team in the association. I have the Celtics taking Kira Lewis Jr. out of Alabama. I had to make sure I didn't mispronounce that name. I made this draft a while ago. I do not believe that's going to happen now. I feel like RJ Hampton is the more likely. He's been rumored quite heavily to go to Boston, so I feel like that's a more likely pick. And who knows who falls, so maybe Ainge will pick them. But the reason I have Lewis, I have him as Dennis Schroeder 2.0. He averaged 18.5 points per game, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, shot 45%, 36% from 3. His turnovers were a problem. He averaged 3.5 turnovers a game. But he's an aggressive driver, good ball handler, creative finisher around the rim. Driving to the basket's actually his biggest trait. That's why having to Dennis Schroeder not really shooting. Yeah, sham. Shut the fuck up. Sometimes on the offensive end, he goes too fast and he gets past everyone. Liability on switches. He gets caught up in screens and he shies away from contact at the rim, kind of like we said with Halliburton. So with the 14th pick, I have the Celtics taking Kira Lewis out of Alabama.
All right, I've got Cole Anthony out of USC. Sammy's already talked about him. He's a microwave off the bench. I think he could be a microwave off the bench for the Celtics, which is something that they need. And like Sammy said, this guy could be a steal. He was projected as a top pick before he got that meniscus injury in college. He kind of reminds me of CJ McCollum in his shot creation abilities. And I think he'd be a good fit for the Celtics.
What I think the Celtics really need is just a really good, pure passing point guard. And I have Theo Maledon as the guy the Celtics should take. He's like passing, especially in pick and rolls. That's his bread and butter. He makes really clean passes through tight windows and actually had Tony Parker as his mentor. You see flashes of that with his passing and even with the way that he can attack the way he can attack the basket. He could create some really cool pick and rolls off the bench with Robert Williams, and I think he could be a great backup point guard to run their offense.
Yeah, I'll go picks here. I'm with Daniel on this. Kira Lewis, I think he's a steal. Almost shot 49% from three. Would really be good. Kind of a juice for the Celtics off the bench. Maybe even rotational six man. About a pick here, but I think he'd be a great player for the Celtics.
So that would do it with our mock draft. That we were wrong, but I'm pretty sure a lot of mock drafts out there were wrong as well. So yeah, you can see us again. So we're done with that. Appreciate Ben for that PowerPoint. That was very well done by him.
Awesome.
So we discussed two things before Sammy joined on. So we're going to discuss the other two things that we still have available. Well, I think it's just one actually. Is it? Yeah, we did the best draft, right? Yeah. So in your guys' opinion, let's go Sammy first. Who do you think is the sleeper of this draft? And people who don't know what that means is basically the most underrated in the draft.
I think it's definitely got to be Devon Dotson. This guy is going to go at the end of the second round. He's a point guard at Kansas, one of the best, probably if not the best point guard in college basketball last year. He was a really good player. Kansas was favored to win the whole thing before the tournament got canceled. He's got an elite skill set. It really improved from freshman year to sophomore year. Freshman year, he was kind of more of a defensive, kind of score maybe 10 points a game, but he really took over his scoring duty. Second year, he reminds me a little bit lighter of Devontae Graham, kind of the same thing at Kansas. First year, was kind of more of a role guy and then really took over. I think he's going to go late, and I saw a mock draft where he's going to the Clippers. I hope that doesn't happen because he'd be really good. He'd really be a really good play with Kawhi and Paul George. But I think a guy like Devon Dotson at the end of this draft is going to be really good.
Ben?
I've got.
Well, before you do that, I just want to say that the Wizards are. Oh, did we already say that the Wizards are projected to take Denny Avdia? That already happened. Okay, cool. Just kidding. Don't listen to me.
I've got Isaiah Joe, 6'5" guard out of Arkansas. This guy is a volume 3-point shooter. He shot 38% on 10.6 3-point attempts per game. And he's got good size at 6'5". For me, like great shooters have a high floor in the draft. Like this guy's projected to go late first round, early second round. Last year I had Landry Shamet as my sleeper, and like look at how he's produced for the Sixers and the Clippers. I mean, shooters always have a spot on your roster, so I think Isaiah Joe could help out a team in the NBA and be a consistent role player at the very least.
Real quick before Holden gives his pick, I want to give a shout out to Garrett in the chat. He donated $5. I appreciate that, bro. And if you guys want to donate as well, there is a Venmo in the description. It would mean a lot. Appreciate you, Garrett. Your Bulls, Patrick Williams, man, future of the Bulls. Holden, what you got?
For my sleeper of the draft, I'm going to nail this pronunciation. Alexei Puksevsky.
I got you.
I think I killed that.
Alexei Pokusevsky.
That's definitely not it. I think Alexei Puksevsky is how you pronounce that.
It's Alexei Pokusevsky. That's what it's pronounced.
Okay. Anyway, he's got a really unique passing ability, sort of comparable to Nikola Jokic, that I think could translate really well to the NBA.
Yeah, so I have Tyrell Terry out of Stanford. He, again, kind of like with Ben's thing, he's a sharpshooter as well. Let me find his stats. He averaged 14 points in the college. He shot 40% from three, 89% from the free throw line. I can see a team like Boston, Philadelphia, a bunch of those teams that need shooting to select him with like a late first, early second, because he's not high on a bunch of people board. I had him in the lottery a couple months ago when I first did this mock draft, but a lot of people, it just slipped on him. Real quick, Matthew Davidson, so the Knicks messed up. Okay, well, we'll answer that. What do you guys think of the Knicks picking Obi Toppin? What do you guys feel about that?
He's not the one that's going to turn that franchise around. He's not. It's like it's really hard to build around a big man in today's game. Like you need a 1-3, like a really solid star, all-star 1-3 in order to be a good team in the NBA. And I don't know if Obi Toppin can do it.
I mean, I understand the pick because the Knicks have been burned so many times, and Toppin he's had a lot of time in college to prove himself. So he's proven himself as a good scorer and a good shooter. But I definitely think there were better options for them, like Halliburton and Avdia. Like, I'm really high on both of them, and I think they both have a really high ceiling and the potential to turn around the Knicks, like Obi Toppin might not, to be honest. So I can understand it, but kind of agree.
Yeah, I'm with Ben Holden on this. I like the pick maybe a little bit more. I think he's a good player. He's been slept on. You know, like I think I mentioned earlier, he was a 0-star recruit coming out of high school. Everyone kind of slept on him. Everyone slept on him until last year. I think he's a good player. I think it was a safe pick for the Knicks. It's not the most exciting pick. It's not the guy that you're like, oh, this guy's going to take us over the top. I agree with you guys there. I do think it's a good pick to build around. He's a guy that maybe could become a pretty solid player in the NBA. I do think Halliburton would have been a really nice pick for them, but I think Toppin's a good player, and he a little bit better than people give him credit for.
Before I answer, I just find it funny how those like 6 through 9 picks just like came in like this, and now like the 10th pick's just so silent.
Yeah,
like I think it's the Suns, is it not? The Suns have the 10th pick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yep. It's just so who knows what's happening there. Yeah, I think it's a good piece to add. It makes me wonder if they're done with the whole what's his face, Kevin Knox experiment, because I know they're not going to put Julius Randle at center, and they're giving that guy big bucks. So I wonder if they just going to. I mean, Knox, they always thought high of him. He just was horrible, to put it lightly. So I like that pick, especially because they said Leon Rose represented him, and Leon Rose obviously knows him more than anybody else. I would have liked them taking Tyrese Halliburton a little more than Obi Toppin, but Obi Toppin's not a bad pick at all, in my opinion. But knowing their luck, who knows? Obi Toppin's probably to be a bust, and freaking Halliburton's gonna be an all-star. That's just the Knicks' luck. So, if you guys have any questions, again, the stream is lagging on my end. I can't get rid of this comment. I appreciate the comment. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment. We will answer them as soon as we can. I'm trying to get a hold of Andrew because I thought he wanted to do this segment with us. But actually, I said we're started after the lottery. We still have 10 picks to go. We went a little quick. So, what to do? Let's have this conversation. So, a bunch of teams actually fired and hired new coaches this offseason. Is this going to come on the screen? or not?
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah, it's there.
You're good, dude. You're just a little behind. It's all good.
Okay, I guess it's on the stream. So let's go with Holden first. What was the best coaching hire this offseason in your opinion?
Well, we got donations on the line here. Nick says, how did the Warriors win the championship this year? What needs to happen?
I bet I'll go for this. So the Warriors to win a championship this year. First of all, Klay Thompson has to be there. If his injury is bad, which it's reported it's now a heel injury, which I mean shouldn't take the full season, but if it does, theoretically, that's not good news for the Warriors. But James Wiseman's a good addition. They fill out their center slot. Draymond Green has to prove that last year wasn't a fluke just because he had bad talent around him. Curry, I think he's to be top 5 MVP candidate if he stays healthy yet again. Wiggins is the interesting person to me. Again, kind of like Edwards. If Wiggins does good and puts effort towards it, he can be a good fit along them. But if he puts effort, and I know Steve Kerr is one of the best coaches in the league, and maybe he's going to put it out like, hey, come on, bro. We could be championship contenders if you put your effort in. We got Steph, Clay, Draymond, Wiseman, and their bench isn't that bad. It's not the best as it used to be. And maybe people want to go in with them on minimums, although their roster, I think, is filled out. So maybe not. But I definitely could see them as a top 5 seed. I don't know if they're going to win the championship this year unless they make a major move, especially with the Clippers looking like they're going to get better. The Lakers, I can't say the Rockets anymore. That thing blew up. But anyways, I don't know. I don't think the Warriors can do it. What do you guys got?
To win the championship this year, I don't see it. But if they can get one more person in that starting lineup and have Wiggins come off the bench, maybe as an ignition off the bench, a 6-man, I could definitely see that team winning a championship.
All right, I got a 2-step formula for you. First, Klay Thompson's injury is not as bad as we think it is. I feel like if Klay Thompson is out for an extended period of time, then you can flush the Warriors' title dreams down the drain for this year. So they need Klay Thompson, and also James Wiseman fits his role well. I think that's going to be key because they've had success with rim running bigs before in Bogut and Azili, to name a couple, during their dynasty. So if he stays within his role and plays it really well, and Klay is, his injury's not as bad as we think, then I think they have a good shot.
Yeah, I mean, I think here's what needs to happen. They need the Lakers not to show up and play this year. If the Lakers decide they don't want to play,
right,
then yeah, I think they're the favorite. But no, I mean, yeah, they're a really good team. I agree with the Wiggins thing. I think he's really essential for them because he's kind of that third guy. He's kind of like, obviously he's not Kevin Durant, but if you have, assuming Clay's healthy and Steph and Wiseman adds a new dimension to the center spot, you got a guy like Wiggins step up and give you 15 a game. They could be pretty deadly because then it doesn't, just rely on Steph and Clay to have to do everything. So I really think it comes down to the Wiggins and how they can match up with the Lakers because I think they're the 2 best teams in the West and the NBA.
Waj just tweeted, the Suns are taking Jalen Smith with the 10th pick.
Oh, wow.
So Vassell and Halliburton fall down yet again. Jalen Smith.
That's
I'm not
super
even
high.
even had him in the lottery, dude. My gosh.
Ben, did you
I
have?
had it going late first round.
Why am I lagging? God damn it! The host can't be lagging, bro. You guys, I feel like I'm talking to myself, and then 10 minutes later, you guys respond, but you guys are just on the same page. This is annoying. So,
No, but on Jalen Smith, I had the Sixers taking him at 21.
Yeah. Wow.
can you
Crazy.
guys start a conversation real quick? I'm going to be calling Andrew right now.
Yeah.
Sure. So I believe Danny was about to talk about the best head coach hiring.
Yes.
Right. So Holden, you want to?
Yeah, I'll go on that because I'm very excited as a Bulls fan for Billy Donovan and what he's going to do for our team. I'm very, very, very skeptical about choosing Patrick Williams. I hope Billy Donovan's the man to to develop him and to make him like a real threat in the NBA. He's not impressing me so far. We'll see what the regular season has to offer. What about you guys?
I would go. I like Billy Donovan. I think it's a good hire. I think Van Gundy is a good hire for the Pelicans. I think they're about to pick the Suns, but they're taking what's his face, Smith. Yeah, I like Van Gundy. I think he's good, especially for all the young guys with Ingram and Zion, Lonzo. I think he's a nice coach. He's not like nice, but like he's a good, he's gonna help maintain. That's obviously, with Lonzo and LeVar there, it's kind of, they're all young. It can kind of, that could go badly if they don't have the right person running the ship, steering the ship. So I think it's gonna be good. I think they got a good roster. And I think he'll get a turnaround.
I've got Stephen Silas, actually. Not one of the big names to be hired, but he's been an assistant for 20 years, and he's very well respected among players. Now, of course, we don't know what the Rockets are doing right now. I mean, they could blow it all up, or they could just try to keep these guys. But I feel like either way, Silas is like a cool-headed kind of guy. He was the assistant with the Warriors for Steph's first year, and I heard that they had a good rapport. But yeah, so I'm big on Silas. I wouldn't have fired I wouldn't have let D'Antoni walk. I feel like that's just led to a lot of chaos. But given that, I like Silas for that job.
Yeah.
I think it's worth mentioning with this Suns pick, this is the second draft in a row that they've drafted someone way higher than they probably should have. Last year, they drafted Cam Johnson at 11th.
That's
and
right.
There's a great video of Kobe White reacting to that. But Cam Johnson turned out to be a serviceable three-point shooter. I hope they know what they're doing with Jalen Smith, because I want them to make the postseason.
So that Jalen Smith pick interests me, because I wonder if that means Baines is gone. And Baines is a very sought-after free agent for a bunch of contenders. An article came out today that a bunch of contenders were looking at him. I'm not really surprised. You don't really need an article for that. But I wonder, because again, that's an interesting pick by Phoenix. I'm actually really surprised that they did that. But I mean, here we are. The Spurs are on the clock. If I had to bet, I don't want to bet, because I don't know what the Spurs are going to do. With the best coaching hire, I'm going to go something that you guys will never pick, and something that I think was very underrated. Tom Thibodeau. I think that he's the perfect voice in New York. I feel like they need that one guy to be like, all right, we're getting made fun of by everybody out there. I'm going to come in here. You guys are going to work hard. If you don't work hard, I'm not going to play you. I don't care if you're a rookie. I don't care if you're one of the best players on this team. If you don't work hard, we ain't going to play you. I feel like his old school mindset is perfect for this Knicks team. They're very young. Who knows if they draft? There's rumors they might trade for Westbrook. I don't buy into those. There's been Leon Rose has said he's not really interested. I believe him. I trust Leon Rose. I feel like that was a good hire for them. I feel like Leon Rose is building a great team right now. So I think Tom Thibodeau was the best coaching hire, and I like the Silas pick as well. But it sucks that he has the roster blowing up in front of his face right now.
Yeah.
So I tried my best to get a hold of Andrew. He is not answering, and I don't think we have a lot of topics to wait for the lottery. We're going a lot quicker than I thought we would. But we'll obviously stop in between picks, so it might make sense. So it's whiteboard time. We are going on to free agency. It's going to be not as good as a free agency as it has been in years past, but it's still free agency, and a bunch of weirdness happens. There's been a bunch of weird trades and a bunch of. Wait, see, I'm lagging.
He said he's going to get his whiteboard.
I hate this. Why am I lagging, bro? I don't want to refresh.
Why are you lagging, bro?
My Wi-Fi is good too. What? If you guys have any questions in the comment section, feel free to ask. If not, like and subscribe. We are, let me check, actually update this subscribing list. Last week check, we're at 3 away. We're still 3 away. That's unfortunate, but we got one more like. If you want to donate, there is a Venmo in the description. It would mean a lot. We are working very hard right now, as you guys can tell. That mock draft, as horrible as the results actually were, we tried our best. We did a lot of research behind it, so it means a lot. And it means a lot.
This was a really unpredictable draft.
Yeah, it means a lot for all you guys who actually came out here and supported. And I know some of you guys have been here since the moment we started, and I really appreciate that. We're gonna wait for Sammy. If Andrew's in this chat, we are waiting. I'm trying to call you. You didn't answer. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free. Could be about free agency, could be about trades, could be about this draft or anything.
San Antonio will be selecting Devin Vassell with the number 11 pick. I love that pick. That's a great pick for the Spurs.
Makes sense. I mean, I had Bay, and Vassell's another 3-and-D guy.
Yeah.
So does Halliburton go to? No, there's no way.
Halliburton. I feel like that's the biggest story of the draft right now. Is the fall of Halliburton.
Halliburton goes to Sacramento. They got De'Aaron Fox. They got Corey Joseph, who's going to
Doesn't make sense.
New Orleans. I can see New Orleans because they might. I have a strong feeling they're going to trade Hill or Bledsoe. I don't think they're going to keep both of them. And they're trying to embrace that youth movement. So
but that's the thing. I don't think Halliburton's a backup guy. I really think he could be the guy to push a team and lead a team.
Yeah, I mean, I know you just said they're gonna trade, but right now they got 3 point guards like Lonzo.
And join. So we're gonna wait for him a little bit. Ben, continue your thought.
Yeah, like they got after that trade they got George Hill, Eric Bledsoe, and Lonzo Ball at the point guard position. So that that wouldn't make a ton of sense to me. But all right, Andrew.
So while we wait for Andrew, I'm gonna go on my little step stool. The Celtics. They right now there's Halliburton and Nesmith available, and I wouldn't be mad with any of those people. Although there's still 2 people ahead, and those guys could have gone 1-2 in the next couple picks, which would make me upset. But I mean, there's rumors all week that the Celtics were trying to trade up, and I could guess that they probably would have tried to trade up to get Halliburton. If Halliburton falls at 14 for them, that's kind of a great pick for them, honestly. I would not attest to that whatsoever. Nesmith, yeah, but like I don't really know. I mean, we need a shooter, we really do, but I kind of just like Tyrese Halliburton. But I mean,
I think especially with whatever's going on with Hayward right now, Naismith would be an incredible addition to the
devil. Tyrese Halliburton's going number 12 to the Kings. So
that's one of those best available picks.
Yeah.
No, Anthony. RJ Hampton has not been drafted yet, but it looks like probably Celtics are going to draft him because Halliburton's gone. Dang it. I really wanted Halliburton. I convinced myself.
Is Anthony coming? Or not Anthony, Andrew?
He said he's going to be on there too. I don't want to start without him. That'd be kind of dumb. Yeah. So, okay. Besides Patrick Williams and – wait, no, let's not do that question. Which pick tonight, besides the top 3, do you think will have the best fit with their current team?
Like my gut reaction is to go with Denny Avdia with the Wizards. I feel like he could be an amazing fit with whatever team would have drafted him. And especially if the Wizards are losing John Wall, Avdia can come in and be that lead playmaker and like basically their point guard. I like that pick for them.
Ben?
I'm between Avdia and Killian Hayes on this one. Like, I think probably Hayes. I think he'd fit well with the Pistons. I don't have much on this, but I've said why I like him. I mean, he's shifty. He's got a good step back game, and I think they need a creator on offense. So.
Yeah, I would go Killian Hayes, but just to do something else, I'm gonna do Obi Toppin. I think maybe not necessarily the most exciting pick, but again, him and Randall are gonna have a pretty nasty front court. I think you could do some interesting things with that, and I'm excited to see how Thibodeau implements him.
Hold on. New Orleans has been discussing trade scenarios with the 13th pick. So, I think I'm going to cheat. and I'm gonna go with the same Killian Hayes. I feel like Detroit's a perfect fit for her. I'm so high on Killian Hayes, bro. I feel like he's gonna be so good in this league. I just feel like Dwayne Casey is so like underappreciated. And actually, I'm done talking because we're going to our free agent segment because here is he on your screen because my screen's lagging.
Bum bada bum 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 bum.
Anyone answering me? Hello?
Oh,
Wait.
where'd it go?
Wait, what?
My man,
Oh
Dippy.
no. He had
Wait,
a
what is
bit and everything.
You had an entrance and everything, bro.
Okay, at 4'2", Daniel, extremely toxic. At 5'2", at 6'6", from, we'll say, the desert area, and goes to a school there too. And he's coming out the number 1 pick for the Lakers. Oh wait, hold on. Sorry. For the is this kind of bright? Sorry. For the Los Angeles Lakers. Andrew, ball around the head, shot caller, straight shot, no shot, straight shooter, coming at you with a pop, hit at your computer. Paul James. Thank you. It's great to be back. And let's get this show on the road.
You know, you only get the first pick if you're bad. So if you were drafted to the Lakers at 1, it means the Lakers
That's
are
not
bad.
true. They could trade for the first pick.
That's true. That's true.
We may have to put a
Okay,
season
what pick
warning
were
on
you?
this.
No, but what pick were you? Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. Literally, I don't know what to say.
Please don't leave this if you're watching, please. So we are going to start our free agent segment for the 16th time. First one, I believe, is the easiest one. So if you guys haven't been in our streams in the past 2 years, we just write our answers on a whiteboard. Some people don't have a whiteboard; they use something else, and we're just going to show the answers all together. We'll show our answers one by one and explain why we have the person going there. So the first one, in my opinion, is very easy. It's Anthony Davis. So where the heck did my marker go? So I'm gonna go first. We're just probably going from hello.
I changed my headphone microphone.
We're probably to go in order from top to bottom.
Top to bottom. This is two-dimensional.
The chat was quite surprised by your entrance, Andrew. I'm gonna go first. I got him going back to the Lakers. I feel like that's set in stone, almost automatic. Be interesting to see what contract they give him, if it's a 1-and-1 to match with LeBron's free agency, or if they give him a 5-year, 4-year max. That's probably the only interesting thing about it. Everything else, it's almost set in stone that Anthony Davis is going to return to the Los Angeles Lakers. Holden, what you got?
My parents taught me to dream and to believe, and for that reason, I'm writing down the Chicago Bulls. Anthony Davis, if you're listening, because I know you are, you could sign with the Bulls, come visit your grandma, be a great dynamic duo with Zach LaVine. We'd love to have you in Chicago. Love to have you.
Ben?
All right. Well,
Sorry.
I'm gonna go back to being reasonable, and I have the Los Angeles Lakers.
Out in the corner.
Bro, I told you, all I have is a wall whiteboard. This is gonna be a little interesting. But anyway, yeah, he's going back to the Lakers. I mean, he's gonna run it back. Like, we don't even need to talk about it, to be honest. Holden could be a dreamer all he likes, but the only question is how long is the deal gonna be? I mean, just stop it.
Okay, is it my turn?
Yes, sir.
Are we discussing Anthony Davis, right?
Yes, we are.
Okay, hold on. First off, Rip Kobe NBA, LeBron James, hat,
Yes,
mint
sir.
condition. It's the only team there. The Lakers.
Sick handwriting.
It's literally, and all I had was my short story boot camp paper that I had to write on with the short. Luckily, today we're on holiday leave. We do not have boot camp today, but I have the next book. Anyways, so Los Angeles Lakers, He wants to go back to back, which, by the way, kind of changed my name for this kind of new season. Lake is back to back. That's all it is. And we can go like back to back. No cap. You feel me?
Sammy, what you
Go
got?
The Lakers.
Lakers, come on now. He's come back. You can't see this. This is terrible. LA, baby. Come on now. Who wants to leave the city of angels? His grandma can come visit him out in LA. And, I mean, come on. This is. If he leaves, I'm going to cry myself to sleep for a couple months. So please come
Anthony
back.
Davis, because I know you're watching.
13th pick, the New Orleans Pelicans are expected to select Kira Lewis.
Another point guard?
So.
And what pick is this? What pick is this?
13.
13.
So, I mean, Aaron Neesmith's
Oh,
available.
wow. Can we get is there like a picture that I can look at? Can you like get something from the internet, Daniel, please?
What do you mean?
I need to see something, bro. Can you like live stream another camera of the stream? Because I literally, where do I go to see these picks? How do I know who's left?
Oh, it's on. It's on ESPN. I have Twitter as well.
Oh, where? You just have to watch it? Okay.
Also, Google.com.
Nah.
True.
Where's the stream? Where's the Reddit stream? My brother and I, we gotta watch those Reddit streams because it's free. So who has the stream? Come on, fess up.
Andrew.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh, my phone's at 3%, and I'm trying to just, man,
Wow, you came really prepared.
dude, literally, I telling you, the draft day is the craziest day of your life, right? Isn't that what they say?
All right, should we get through these free
Ben,
agents?
don't they say that? Wait, Ben, I know that they say that. Okay,
Sure,
just
whatever
sit there.
floats your
Okay,
boat.
don't say anything.
Anyway, we're gonna move on to the next person on the list, and we're gonna get rid of the two easy ones first, and that's gonna be Brandon Ingram, who's a restricted free agent. And if those who don't know what that means, if he signs a contract with someone else, the Pelicans have the right to match anything. So, every other year, I watch.
Whoa, wait, LaMelo. Sorry, bro. Breaking news: LaMelo Ball taken at number 3. The Hornets got him.
This is the crazy world we live in.
Yep.
Wow, wait a minute. I thought he was supposed to be number 1. But it's Michael Jordan. It's literally no. Russell Westbrook has to come to the Hornets, and literally LaMelo Ball, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's coming back. It has to. Okay, but sorry. So who went
Anyways,
number 1?
I'm gonna have Brandon Ingram signing with the Pelicans again. Brandon Ingram was a great fit in New Orleans. He was very good there, and it'd be dumb for them to let him leave, especially for nothing. So I think it's almost automatic that Brandon Ingram's coming back to New Orleans.
I agree. He's going to re-sign with the Pelicans. They can give him the most amount of money, he's going back to the Pelicans.
Yeah, I mean, we got the Pelicans as well. I mean, the Pelicans would be kind of silly to let him walk at this point. I mean, they just added a lot of depth, and they've got a lot of young pieces. I mean, just they're not going to let him walk. It's not going to happen. I mean, they're building something here. So.
Yeah, Brandon Ingram to the Pelicans. I agree.
Yeah.
I didn't write it down. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. You can't even see my whiteboard, so I don't even really know. But yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they'd be stupid to let him walk. I mean, then you basically did the 80 trade for nothing. So.
Yeah. All right. So next up on the list, we have Danilo Gallinari, which, I mean, he's come out and said that he actually doesn't care about money. I smell cap when he says that, but he wants to go to a contender because the reason I smell cap is it was reported yesterday today actually, that the Hawks are the favorites to get him, and the Hawks are definitely not a contender. So,
well, I think they're not a contender. They're definitely going to be a contender.
All right.
You're
the
just
moment
a
we've all
hater,
been
bro.
waiting for. With the 14th pick, the Celtics will be selecting Aaron Neesmith, and I am very happy about that. It's a great pickup. I'm kind of glad Danny Ainge didn't risk assets to trade up. Yeah. So someone else go first. I have to post on my Boston Seas account.
Okay, who is this dude? Aaron Neesmith?
He's a very good 3-point shooter.
Oh, really?
You did a lot of research.
How dare he wear my number 24? No offense, it's Kobe and I is number 24, and obviously I'm number 28. But respect to Kobe, and he wore our number. But he did play for Vanderbilt, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
So
for
is
him.
someone gonna go first? Or-
Yeah, I'll go first with Danilo Gallinari. I actually have him signing with the New York Knicks. Because I chose this before the Hawks were the favorite to sign him. I think the Knicks could throw him a stupidly big contract, like way more than he's worth, and I can see him taking the money.
I've got him signing with the Phoenix Suns. You know, he and Chris Paul had a great year last year. We know Chris Paul is nostalgic about that. And after Paul goes to the Suns, they are now kind of in win now mode. Although I don't think they're contenders, they're definitely a playoff team. And they're going to have a little bit of money, not a lot. But I think, if Danilo Gallinari really wants to win, that'd be a good place for him to be a pretty good team.
Yeah, I don't even know this guy, to be honest, but you said he's good at three-point shots. So, I'm an NBA fan, but I'm not really obviously this guy was recently in college, right? Oh, no, Danilo Gallinari. Sorry, I looked it up on Google, and I was still looking at Aaron Neosmith. That's the behind-the-scenes action for you guys. But Danilo Gallinari, I think he would be really good on the Lakers, and I feel like the Lakers, as a Lakers fan, I would definitely want him on the team, even though he wears number 8. But I think you said the Hawks. Honestly, I guess if he's talking to the Hawks, he's talking to the Hawks, man. It's not a bad team. So,
With the 15th pick, the Magic are selecting Cole Anthony.
ooh, Florida, Cole Anthony? Where did he go to college?
UNC.
Oh, yeah. He was Michael Jordan school, right? Yeah, Michael Jordan.
We thought you missed Andrew's live reactions, but they're here.
Yeah, here he is.
So you guys all did it?
Candid camera, man.
But Sammy's got to go.
Yeah,
I'm with Ben. I think he's going to Phoenix. He was really good with Chris Paul. They had a nice duo, and they added if Gallinari would sign there, and they obviously have Chris Paul now. The Suns got a lot of veteran leadership with guys like Aiden and Booker and a lot of guys on that bench. They're a good team. I don't think they're not the top of the West, but they're definitely a playoff team, like Ben said.
Thanks, Oliver.
We have 13 people in this chat. Thank you for everybody. So I'm going to give my 15-minute little speech. If you guys aren't already, please subscribe and like this video. We are at 47 subscribers right now. We're 3 away from our goal. And if you guys want to donate to the stream, there is a Venmo down in the description. It would mean a lot if you could Venmo us because we worked very hard on the stream. Andrew put a lot of work in his NBA draft study. So
I actually did. That's why I was late. I was in the library. They locked me in. I swear. I was studying because I had to go to the library because I had to prepare a very Shakespearean speech for my draft, my number 1 pick. Obviously, they didn't select me number 1, which is really I'm still that's just toxic. But I'm still here. I know it's online, right? It's an online draft. I'm here. They can pick me. But
so
anyways,
I have
I have
Danilo Gallinari going to the Heat. I'm sorry, Heat fans out there. There is absolutely no chance that Giannis is going there. I think there's a very big chance he's re-signing with the Bucks on that supermax, especially after the Drew Holiday trade. That kind of convinced me that he's going to stay. So the Heat are going to pivot and get rid of their 2021 summer plans, and I think Danilo Gallinari is a perfect fit for them. Jimmy Butler, they need that shooter. They need that other scorer on the team, and that was pivotal in the NBA Finals. I feel like Danilo Gallinari makes them a better team. At the trade deadline, they try to get him, so I think there's definitely interest there, and I think he's going to go to Miami. Check the comment section real quick. This says there's a comment. After Lonzo wins Comeback Player of the Year and take the Pelicans to playoffs, do you think he still stay with the Pelicans or leave? That's an interesting topic for me because Lonzo is a restricted free agent next year. So it's going to become a question of, hey, do we want to keep Lonzo? Because he's probably going to ask for a lot of money. It honestly depends. If he does play well,
Lonzo doesn't need to ask for money. That's cap. Lonzo's trying to make money, but he has money. And you mentioned Lonzo Comeback Player of the Year. Yeah, Lonzo Ball since day one. Literally, and by day one, I mean after his college days. I know what I'm talking about here. So I think he doesn't need his money He already has BBB, and obviously that's one of the world's best shoe brands, and it's really going up. But I think he's just looking to become a good basketball player. The Pelicans are a great spot for him
He
to grind.
stopped wearing big baller brand because they fucked up his
Okay,
feet?
but his dad, obviously, like if he needs money, he's gonna get it from his dad. Come on, bro.
Answering the question, I think Lonzo is probably gonna stay. The Pelicans look like they're embracing a youth movement. It's interesting that they took a point guard today. That kind of decreases my chance of thinking they'll do that. But I still think in the end they traded a lot. They traded Anthony Davis to get Lonzo.
Maybe it's just a pressure thing for Lonzo. You know
so I think it'd be dumb if they just got rid of him that quick. So
yeah, LaMelo winning MVP. I like it. Yeah,
I think Zion's a huge draw for him. Like that duo is just he can show off his passing ability. Like I think there's a good chance he would stay.
So in my opinion, this free agent is probably going to be the one that's most interesting. Fred VanVleet. There's a lot of people thinking he's going to go. I'll just give a description while you guys write. There's a lot of people who think he's going to go back to Toronto, and I wouldn't be surprised now that, like I said, Giannis is probably at everyone's plan for 2021. But at the same time, the Knicks need a point guard. The Pistons kind of need a point guard. They just drafted one, but maybe they give VanVleet a bloated like 2-year deal or whatever. That's kind of the really people that need him. There's no one else, so it's kind of the Raptors, Knicks, and Pistons in my opinion. So. Shoot. Someone else go first.
Yeah, I got mine locked and loaded. I think he's going back to Toronto. He's built something. He's a part of something really special in Toronto right now. Kyle Lowry only has 1 year left on his deal, and I'm not convinced that he'll return to the Raptors. So if Kyle Lowry leaves, VanVleet has the keys to the offense alongside Pascal Siakam and OG Anunoby. That as that team starts to develop, they could become a real fierce competitor in the East.
Yeah, so by the way, the Ricky Rubio trade is official. The Timberwolves are acquiring Ricky Rubio, the 25th and 28th pick for the number 17 pick. That a package that includes a 70 pick, so there's probably more in that trade. So Ben, where do you have Fred VanVleet?
Just like Holden, I've got him returning to the Toronto Raptors. They had a really good year last year. I think he's gonna want to run it back.
Run that back.
This is a really interesting free agent class because on the one hand, there's a very limited amount of cap space, but on the other hand, this is a pretty shallow free agent class. So those two factors kind of balance each other out. So, but I think the Raptors would probably be smart to offer him a lot of money because he was a key part of their team last year.
I agree. I actually also have the Raptors. Can you even see that? Is that like right side up for you guys?
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Okay. Anyway, so I actually think the Raptors are a great spot for Freddie VanVleet, and I think, like you were saying, that they're building something special in Toronto, Holden. I mean, yeah, that's true. So I think Freddie VanVleet is going to just stay in Toronto, and also he has at number 23, so he's a pretty good player.
Sammy?
Yeah, I think he's going to go to New York. I could see New York overpaying a little bit for him. I think Fred VanVleet's a really good player, but be a good guy to get. He's a very talented player, obviously.
New York?
Yeah. Yeah. Him, Toppin, and Randall would be a nice little team there. With Thibodeau now there, I could see it happening. I think they'll overpay a little bit for him, but I think he's going to go to New York.
The Knicks have money, and when they have money, they overpay.
Yeah. I mean, they gave Randall. I like Julius Randall, but they gave Randall a pretty big deal. People were kind of questioning at the time, so I could see them taking a shot on VanVleet.
Wait, is Ricky Rubio a point guard like VanVleet, right?
Yes, he is. Oh, and with the 16th pick, the Pistons are selecting Isaiah Stewart.
Never heard of him.
I was gonna actually use this guy for the what's it called, the thumbnail or whatever you want to call it, like the photo that I edited.
Ranked as the 27th best. What 27th? 27th best prospects. That's kind of a little bit of a reach.
We have players like Sadiq Bey and Precious Achiuwa that are still available.
Sadiq Bey's still available. That's kind of crazy for me. And remember, for those who are watching the actual draft thing, It says Portland. This is Portland's pick. It is not. Detroit traded for it today, so it's Detroit. It's Portland picking for Detroit. And by the way, before I get my pick, I want to thank everyone who actually liked. We have 7 likes on this video. We're 2 away from our subscriber goal. It means a lot that you guys are actually showing a lot of support. I appreciate all of you. So I'm gonna go with Sammy. It was 3 for Raptors. We're gonna go 2 for the Knicks. I think he's gonna go. Because again, they do have a tendency to overpay for people, but I feel like this is someone they should overpay for. I feel like he's a perfect glue guy. He fits their young mindset with all the young players. I think he's 26, and I guess the starting lineup of Van Vliet, Barrett, Toppin, Randall, and Robinson isn't that bad. Like that's actually kind of a good young starting lineup in my opinion. It's a good core to build around. That's what I'm trying to get at. So I have the Knicks signing Fred Van Vliet.
Daniel, didn't I have a feeling that the Knicks or the Raptors will give Fred VanVleet that 1-year deal, kind of like they did Kyle Lowry. What do you think about that? Remember they gave him like a bunch of money. Do the Raptors have money?
Yeah, that's been rumored that they might give him a 1-year bloated contract, but I don't know. I think Van Vliet said he wants to go somewhere who gives him money and probably gives him a fit. And I think he'd fit very well in New York. I can definitely see him go back to Toronto. It's not an unrealistic possibility, but I just personally see him going to New York.
Hey boys, thanks for having me on. I gotta jump off here. I got a little homework due at 9 that kind of sucked. I gotta get through. But
all right, well, thank you, Sammy, for joining us. We appreciate your insight. Appreciate
it
you.
was awesome.
See you, bro. Bye, Sammy.
See you guys,
Sammy.
Sammy. Bye, Sammy. So it's the Palm Valley Dream Team plus Daniel. Just kidding.
So moving on to Montrezl Harrell.
Is this adjusting or am I crazy?
Yeah, it's adjusted. You're good.
Okay. God, I hate my screen, bro. So yeah, we're going on to the next pick, Montrezl Harrell. Yeah.
I'll go. My pick is in. I have a feeling that this is going to be a really uninteresting free agent class, especially with some of the bigger names, because I do feel like he's going to re-sign with the Los Angeles Clippers. I think the Clippers could offer him like the max contract, the most amount of money that they could offer him because of how well he works alongside Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Especially since this is sort of Kawhi's team, and Kawhi has said that he's really happy with Montrezl Harrell's play. I think he stays with the Clippers.
Ben, can you go?
Yeah. So I had this before the Hawks put every single big man on the planet on the roster, but I have them going to the Hawks. Is I feel like Montrezl Harrell, that Clippers run did not end in the prettiest way. I feel like he might chase some money, and the Hawks are projected to have the most money in free agency this year. I could also see someone like the Knicks, I guess. I don't know, one of those teams where that can offer him a lot of money.
Do the Warriors have money?
No.
They got a mid-level exception is all, but I don't know if that's going to be enough.
Yeah, I think he's going to stay with the Clippers. I think that the Clippers will keep Montrezl Harrell and get rid of Patrick Beverley. And maybe Lou Williams while he's worth something. Because they literally have no future.
So I'm gonna go with Harrell to the Hornets. I think the Hornets are going in after. Hold on, Shams just tweeted something. Minnesota selecting Alexei Pokusevsky.
No, you've done butchered that.
Bro, you know what? When they make this pick, I'm putting on Adam Silver, and I'm going to prove to you I'm pronouncing it correct.
How do you pronounce his name? How do you spell his name, I meant?
Jesus Christ.
We're going to be here a minute.
Oh my God, Giannis.
Ekasej.
Can you restart?
No, just Google it.
I need to spell him to Google it.
Just search NBA draft prospects.
I give up.
All right, go on.
He won't even become anything.
Anyways, as I was saying, Montrezl Harrell to the Hornets. I feel like the Hornets are finally putting all their trade chips. They got LaMelo, they got Rozier, Graham, Bridges, Washington, and Zeller's decent, but he's definitely not a starting NBA center in the league, in my opinion, at least a good one. And Harrell is a good fit. Harrell's probably going to want money and a role, and the Hornets can offer him that. I don't really see him coming back to Los Angeles. I don't think that's a realistic possibility. But, I mean, who knows? With the market's horrible, he might have to come back, but I have him going to the Hornets. Wait, whoa. Wait, really?
Yeah, from Hornets.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow. Klay Thompson got injured?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, I
bro.
want to shout out people watching who now we have 50 subs. I appreciate you guys. I mean, I know there's someone behind the scenes that's actually given us 50 subs, so I appreciate you for spreading our channel. We worked really hard through all these episodes and this one, so we appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. And by the way, if you want to support another way, you could donate down below. There's a Venmo. I've been saying it right all night long. It's in the description. It would mean a lot if you guys can donate. But anyways, we need to hurry up a little bit because the first round's going to be done, and I don't want to go into the second round. So we're going to go with Goran Dragic. Where do you guys think Goran Dragic's going to go?
Easy. He's going back to Miami. He just made the finals with a team that was not supposed to make the finals. And he seems really happy with the culture in Miami. I don't see him leaving.
I agree with Holden.
Yeah, I got the Heat as well. Same reason. I mean, I feel like the best thing for him is to run it back. I mean, that was a special year for Miami. That's all I got, really.
Yeah, so I said Minnesota selecting him. I forgot that OKC just traded for that pick, so it's actually OKC trading for him. So
Great
anyway,
pick by OKC.
I'm with you. I'm with Holden. The Heat. I feel like he's gonna get a 1-year bloated contract. He's like 34, I believe. He's up there in age, but he was very good for them last year. He was a very good player. He was the best scorer in the postseason. So I think it's kind of obvious that he's going to be coming back on that deal. So this one interests me a little bit, this next free agent. This one's a little more tricky to understand for some people. Maybe you guys probably have him resigning. But it's Serge Ibaka. There's been a lot of rumors if that Harden trade were to go through, or even if it didn't, that he's going to go to Brooklyn. And I don't know why Brooklyn would do that without that Harden trade, because Jared Allen's there, DeAndre Jordan's there. They'd have 3 centers that are capable of starting. That's kind of dumb. But, I mean, it's KD and Kyrie's team now, so who knows? So, Holden, what you got?
If he's looking for a payday, I have him going to the Charlotte Hornets. Because I think that Montrezl Harrell is going to re-sign with the Clippers, the best big man available is Serge Ibaka. And I think he could be a good defensive anchor for them.
Yeah, you go back.
I've got the Rockets. We talked about how the Rockets might want to move away from small ball a little bit. But so he'd be that happy medium with a guy who can shoot. I'm a little doubtful of that now that everything has gone to heck with the Rockets. But you never know. I feel
hold on. With the 18th pick, the Mavericks are selecting Josh Green.
Amazing pick. I really like Josh Green.
So Ben, continue, or were you done?
Yeah. So I feel like it might be more likely at this point that he resigns than this Rockets pick with how the Rockets have been going. But go ahead, Andrew.
I yield my time to why did my man Dijani
Avdija?
Why did he go to the Hornets? Or no, why did he go to the Wizards? Absolutely toxic. Absolutely toxic. He was like one of my favorite people in this draft, and his career is over. Literally over. It's over. He's in the Washington. I'm not talking about the state. I'm talking about DC, by the way.
Daniel, where you got Serge going?
Yeah, I have him re-signing with Toronto. I think there's some reports that Marcus Gasol's signing in Barcelona. It hasn't been official, so I don't really know if that's true or not. But if he doesn't, they have a hole at the center position. And the Clippers are trading Landry Shamet to the Nets for the 19th pick.
Wow.
Why are the Clippers just dumping Shamet?
That's not a smart decision, I don't think. I don't think Shamet's the guy to dump.
Who do they take?
Nets got another shooter now. That's big.
That one's a surprise for me. But anyways, Ibaka, I feel like he could get a 1-year bloated contract as well, and I think it's been rumored that he's going to get that. The Nets rumors, again, I already said I don't really believe those. Hornets would be an interesting fit. The Rockets, I like that team as well, but again, like you said, they traded Robert Covington, which is very good. So it looks like they might be selling everything. So Serge Ibaka, I think, is going back to Toronto.
Yeah, I agree with Daniel. Serge Ibaka to Toronto.
And
Honestly, I think they're just going to keep dumping those 1 year, like, thanks, here's a ring, and here's the money, and go retire.
Wait, what?
What is happening?
What's
And
up?
so,
This is different. So the Clippers are sending the 19th pick from Brooklyn to the Pistons and getting Luke Kennard. So the Clippers got that 19th pick and traded Shamet for it, and they switched that 19th pick for Luke Kennard. What?
So they basically gave up
I mean,
Shannon for Kennard.
In that way, I kind of like that trade for the Clippers. I think that's
Who is Luke Bernard, and why is this person getting traded for Laundry Shaman?
he's a good shooter. That's all you need.
Oh, he's a good shooter. Okay, he's a good shooter.
He's a good shooter. So the next person on this list, we got a comment real quick. Anthony put question marks. Yeah, dude, that's kind of a crazy trade. But I mean, I think they got better at getting rid of Shamet. And Shamet in Brooklyn would be actually kind of a good fit. I wonder if that means Joe Harris is gone.
Who is even Joe Harris?
And that's
the
so
shooter.
funny how we say that because the next person up is Joe Harris.
I would be really upset if Joe Harris left the Brooklyn Nets. I have him re-signing. If we look at Joe Harris's story and timeline, the Nets were the one that took a chance on him. Harris just got waived out by team after team, and the Nets were the one that made him a rotational player. It would kill me just to see them dump him.
Yeah, I like him because he won the 3-point contest on the Nets, and I want him to win a ring there too. And maybe he'll have his jersey retired if he keeps winning 3-point contests.
Where do you guys have him going?
Back to Brooklyn. To
Yeah,
Brooklyn, baby. Isn't that like a thing?
Brooklyn as well. That is a thing. I can't confirm.
We're in Brooklyn, baby, and we're rolling dice. I think
we'll see
that's
if he wants
sort of
to win. We'll see if he wants to win. Like he'd be an important piece off the bench in what, depending on what happens in the trade landscape, is looking like a favorite to win the title. So, I feel like he's probably going to want to take a discount to come back, but we'll see. And Shamet, that does complicate things.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have him going to Brooklyn as well, but if Shamet's here, I wonder if they just gave up because Harris is gonna cost a little bit. He's a deadly 3-point shooter. I don't know how many people are gonna go after him. Yeah, Kennard. Anthony just said Kennard's way better. Yeah, he's definitely way better than Shamet. But I don't know. I have him going to Harris. And that was before this trade just happened. I didn't know that trade was gonna happen, obviously. But yeah, so we're done with that. This one isn't that interesting. It's still noteworthy. He's a good player, but I think it's kind of obvious. Maybe you guys don't. Marcus Morris. Where do you guys have Marcus Morris going?
I have him as well, re-signing with the Clippers. The Clippers seem really intent that they didn't live up to their potential in the bubble playoffs, and I feel like they want to keep the roster as the same as it can be. And I see them re-signing Marcus Morris, a really good player off the bench, to help them do that.
Andrew,
you can have this one, Ben.
I've got the Clippers as well. He's kind of their heart in a way. Like he's that gritty guy. I think he's a good fit with that team. And I think he's gonna want to come back.
I want to say the Clippers, but like what's happening with the Hornets this draft? Michael Jordan, LaMelo Ball's there. Who just went there? You said somebody might get traded there or something. The Hornets might just get a bunch of cool players and and have a run in the Eastern Conference. So Marcus Morris to the Hornets, maybe.
That's an interesting one.
I mean, that's just different, just to be different.
The Clippers gave up a first-round pick for him. I don't think there's a chance they gave him up after 1 year. It'd be dumb So I think it's kind of obvious that he's going to resign with the Clippers. Next up, we got Hassan Whiteside. This one's an interesting one. Not really a lot of free agent talk about Hassan Whiteside, but he could be serviceable to some people. Holden, where do you have him going?
Hold on, I gotta write it down. Speed. If all of my other free agency predictions are right, which I don't think they will be, the best big man available is Hassan Whiteside, and I think he will go to the Houston Rockets. And that's like if Ben is saying if they shift away from the small ball lineup and are looking for a more traditional lockdown, grab rebounds, block shots defender, then Hassan Whiteside can be their guy.
My headphones are kind of glitching right now. Hello?
Here.
Hi.
Oh, what's up? I can hear you guys, but
All right, Ben, where you got him?
it's kind of weird.
I got the Knicks. I feel like this is a classic Knicks overpay, like name chasing kind of thing. That makes no sense
Name chasing
because one of their only pieces is Mitchell Robinson.
Well, it does kind of make sense. Sorry. Here you go. Sorry.
I feel like he might look for the money this year, and I feel like the Knicks is one of those teams that might overpay for him. I don't know. It just feels like the Knicks to me.
Yeah, the Knicks overpaying. I think the strategy is like if you get named, because the New York Times is a newspaper, so they need to sell the newspapers, and they have if you can see a name that you recognize, like I swear, you're getting more newspapers sold, so you're making more money. Like so you
That's
can
Galaxy
really
brand.
you can set. Well, it's more just like visually, like you can see Hassan Whiteside on a clipboard versus seeing somebody like who's most Mo Harkness. I've heard that name before, but it's in my head. But he's kind of a random name. So yeah, Hassan Whiteside, recognizable, going to New York. What about the Celtics, Daniel?
I have Hassan Whiteside going to the Clippers because, like Holden said, if my picks hold on, there's a thing. Sadiq Bey finally is off the board, going to Detroit at 19. I'm surprised he went that low, in my opinion, but he's what it is. I have him going to the Clippers because if everything's right, Montrezl Harrell is gone. Zubac is there. He's not the greatest, so why not take a flyer on Whiteside? Whiteside's probably not going to get a lot of people going after him. I can see they can give him like a 1-year mid-level exception kind of deal. And yeah, I think he could slide in perfectly if he gives effort towards the game because he's kind of like the Wiggins where he has thing, but he just kind of just doesn't care. He walks around a lot. So I have Whiteside going to the Clippers, however. So next up, we got oh god, this was an interesting one because a couple of days ago it was almost guaranteed that this guy was going to Milwaukee. But today it came out and he's like, yo, I never said I was going to Milwaukee. So that fell through. So he's back on the free agent market. Holden, where's Bogdan Bogdanović going to go?
I think he's going to re-sign with the Sacramento Kings. To me, him saying that means that he doesn't want to leave Sacramento. He's part of like a really young, good core group of guys, and I think that something can build from that.
Yeah, I got him re-signing as well. Like to Holden's point, like that situation in Milwaukee is pretty fantastic. You know, playing alongside Giannis for a team that was just the 1 seed. So it does make you think that either he's got a specific place in mind, or he just wants to run it back with the Kings. But he's an important piece for them. Like without him, they struggled. So I feel like they're gonna give him some money.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna re-sign. I'm not trying to dispute your guys' Clippers cannot pay him what he wants. But I think if for a chance to contend, I think Whiteside might lower his price, especially because this year's free agency is gonna be a lot cheaper than the other ones, especially because there's a lot of big men on the market. So I personally think that he might get a mid-level because it sounds like they were going for Rondo, but Rondo sounds like he's going to Atlanta, so who knows. I have Bogdan going to the Hawks because, again, the Hawks are rumored to get everybody now, but I have him going in a sign-and-trade, not signing via cap space. Who they trade for, no idea. But I think Bogdan would be a great second shooter. Maybe they might trade Kevin Huerter, whatever the hell you pronounce it. Yeah, that's what it is. They might just trade him because he's obviously an upgrade over him. So yeah, I have the Hawks taking Bogdan Bogdanovic.
Oh shoot, I wasn't muted. My bad. Yeah, Bogdan Bogdanovic. I think I was really disappointed that he's not going to the Bucks. By the way, like, wow, huge disappointment. I mean, yeah, he might as well stay with the Kings. Like, but do they have enough money?
Screen, my guy. Just read the letter. It's on the screen.
But wasn't it like a whole thing about how they couldn't afford both Bogdan Bogdanovic? Oh wait, that's toxic. They couldn't afford Bogdan, and then they also couldn't afford us on our who was on the Kings? Who was that Kings player?
It's okay, we're done.
No, the Kings are not this irrelevant that even I don't know the Kings players. But he healed. No, Marvin Bagley. It was Marvin Bagley. They couldn't afford him and Marvin Bagley.
So
Anyway,
that's toxic.
Take a little break.
It's okay.
We're taking a little break from Free Agent Talk real quick, and I'm going to do my same old thing I've been doing all spring. Thank you guys so much for watching. There's been, I think, 9 likes on the stream. There's 10 people watching right now. We got 50 subscribers. We got 9 subscribers this stream, and I really appreciate all that. If you guys would, Rodney Magruder is apparently a part of the Clippers trade as well. He's going to the Pistons. Not really a big deal, but kind of is. But anyways, if you guys want to donate to the stream, there is a Venmo down in the description. It'd mean a lot if you guys could donate because we actually spent a lot of time working on this. So the next person we have on this list is Davis Bertans. And he was actually one of the best 3-point shooters in the NBA last year. He didn't play in the bubble due to his old injury history. He didn't want to re-injure himself. So where do you have Davis Bertans going?
It's a recurring theme here, but I have him re-signing with the Washington Wizards because the Wizards have come out and said that they're making re-signing him their number 1 free agency goal. And it seems like, especially with the new addition of Denny Avdia, I think they were great alongside each other. So yeah, going to the Wizards. Although we do have a comment from Nicholas Reyes. Which player are you surprised is still available this late?
Precious Achua and RJ Hampton, because coming into this year, RJ Hampton was projected to be a top 5 pick, and he's still not available. Who knows top 20, but he's still available. I would love if he fell to the Celtics. I feel like that's a huge flyer you should take. But I'm beyond shocked that he's actually still available this late. What do you guys got?
Same thing. Precious Achua he's a ferocious athlete. I really thought he'd be a great fit with the Kings, but apparently people think otherwise. Matthew Davidson says Nico Mannion, and that's kind of a good point. Nico Mannion was projected to be a lottery point guard a few months ago.
By the way, why am I getting toxically called out? It's fine. A little bit toxic. I'm not just
he's not calling you out. He said who's good available except for you because
you were drafted number 1.
He wasn't being mean.
Sorry, man. I'm just thirsty. I need some water. I left my water bottle at home, but I'm actually at home and I still don't know where it is. Sorry.
Wow.
With a 20 pick, actually, speaking of that, the Miami Heat are taking Precious Achua. So he's gone.
Another name that I've seen up on the boards is Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah.
The point guard, yeah.
He's someone that's great. I think he's to be a lot better than he's currently projected. So yeah, Davis Bertans, Holden got his. Ben, what'd you got?
I got him going to the Kings actually. I think I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember what I was thinking when I wrote this. This was a while ago. Something about Marvin Bagley and how they needed a shooter. Yeah, I don't know.
Davis Bertans, he was a pretty good shooter. I actually was being mean to the Wizards earlier, but I think the Wizards are actually in a pretty, not that bad situation if they can keep this guy. Yeah, they drafted that one player that I was really upset he was in the Wizards, but now it's like he's a pretty good player. So good for the Wizards for getting him. I mean, he's a good player. So good for the Wizards.
Yeah,
man.
I have him re-signed with the Wizards. Kind of like Holden said, the general manager said all offseason that that's his main priority. I don't think there's any chance he lets him go. He's probably going to get paid bucks too, and a lot of other teams can't really afford to pay him. He's going to be sought after, but I don't think nothing's going to come of that. So we are top 20. We're going to try to stream the whole first round, but if we finish these prompts before, we're obviously going to end. Yeah, I'm not going to go into my emo. Thank you guys again. I already just did that. So next up, this is probably one of the most sought after free agents, not because he's the best available, but he could help your team a lot. I got Rajon Rondo. Holden, where do you have Rondo going?
I have him going to the Los Angeles Clippers. Kawhi Leonard was being said some choice words about Patrick Beverley and how that Patrick Beverley wasn't the point guard that he wanted to run the offense and lead the team. And because that is Kawhi Leonard's team, I feel like the Clippers might offer a larger contract to Rondo to facilitate the offense. Facilitate the offense, make some good passes.
Yeah, they need a voice on the Clippers. I can see that too. I actually like Rajon Rondo to the Clippers, even though it'd be really, as a Lakers fan, it's pretty backstabby. But they won the ring, and he can do what he wants, man. Good for Rondo. So I think Rondo to the Clippers would actually be, because they need a voice. Kawhi's not very vocal on the court, and I think Rondo is obviously a very good leader with experience, as he just won the chip last year. So Rondo to the Clippers, that's a pretty good thing. I would be happy to see that as an NBA fan.
Yeah. I think their backcourt's still a little crowded. I'm going to go with the Hawks here. I think he could be a great mentor to Trae Young. It'd be one of those roles where you don't have to play all that much veteran guys, and the Hawks have a lot of money. So and Jeff Teague, he might be able to play 2 sometimes. I think it could work.
I don't mean to fact check. Jeff Teague's a free agent.
Oh, I'm sorry. Why don't we have him on here then?
Well, because he fell off. He's not good.
So can you guys believe? So Chris Paul was shooting with Devin Booker today. So
we're gonna talk about that later.
We're talking about it right now. Hold up, real quick. I'm just joking, dude, but not really, because Devin Booker was shooting with Chris Paul right now. So if Rajon Rondo trains Trae Young. Trae Young and Devin Booker are both rising stars. Devin Booker's been in the league for like 7 years, it seems like. So, that'd be kind of interesting to see who's a better mentor: Rajon Rondo, the experienced veteran, or Chris Paul, the flashy name with he can't back it up. He's only a State Farm agent, man. And it's not even the real Chris Paul anymore.
I think Chris Paul did a pretty good job this past year leading Shai Gilgeous.
Yeah, of course. I'm just saying he doesn't have the ring.
I have Rondo going to the Clippers. I don't think Rondo cares about his reputation, or he would have not gone from the Celtics to the Lakers. So why not be classic Rondo and just go to the Clippers and lead them to a championship? That'd be pretty funny.
Well, hold on. Sorry to fact check you, dude, but he didn't go from the Celtics to the Lakers. He went from the Celtics to the Kings or to Dallas to all these other teams and then the Lakers. But okay.
With the 21st pick, the Sixers are taking Tyrese Maxey. So there's that. But anyways, as I was saying, Rondo would be a perfect fit amongst them. He'd be a good starting point guard. I think he should start over Patrick Beverley, in my opinion. And yeah, I think that'd be the veteran championship leadership that they need on this team. And he'll hold a bunch of the people accountable. Kawhi may not want to hear it, but he needs to do that. So I mentioned earlier in the show that Aaron Baines is one of the most sought after free agents. And we're going to talk about Aaron Baines. Holden, where do you have Aaron Baines going?
I have Aaron Baines signing with the Los Angeles Lakers. I feel like at this point, Aaron Baines is ring chasing. He's getting older. I don't know how many more years he has left in the league. And so I see him ring chasing with the Lakers.
This dude gets dunked on so much. Sorry, bro. I could not see him in the Lakers uniform. I wouldn't even want to have him on the team.
Ben?
I've got him going to the Warriors.
Yeah, that's a good team.
Obviously, I didn't have them taking James Wiseman, but like I've said, they've done well when they've had kind of decent, just good finishers, centers. We're 2.5 hours in, man. So yeah, they could give them an exception. I think, and I think he probably wants to win, so I think it'd be a good fit.
Andrew?
Yeah. Aaron Baines, I think it would be pretty good if he went to the Warriors too, because this segment is now called Holden. You give your case, Ben. You give your case, and then I'll see which one I like better, because that seems to be what's happening. And I agree with I think the Warriors with Aaron Baines would be pretty good, because the Warriors obviously need centers, even though they just drafted James Wiseman, who is a center, right? See the 7'1"?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe this guy can be a backup. Maybe he plays with him in practice or something. I mean, that's fine. He's probably really cheap. They got the Chase Bank. They got some money for him. Chase Bank Arena, of course.
So I'm sorry, but Baines is coming back to Boston. Boston,
I knew you'd have that.
Daniel Tice, he can hold up against certain people, but not against the bigger centers. That's when Aaron Baines comes in and he guards the Embiids, the Davises, and a bunch of those. And as Andrew's made fun of Baines for getting dunked on a lot, he's one of the few players in the NBA that actually are willing to get dunked on. And we got a source. Yes, it's Maxi at 21. But yeah, so I think Aaron Baines would be what happened to Andrew.
I don't know. I'm scared.
But anyway, I think Aaron Baines would be a perfect fit for Boston. I'd be in love if he fell to the Celtics. So next up is another veteran person that will be sought after by a lot of teams. Where do you guys have Paul Millsap going?
The Milwaukee Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks. Yeah, I don't know. I can see him being a serviceable backup to Giannis, provide some good shooting off the bench, especially since someone like Davis Bertans not gonna be available since he's going back to the Wizards.
Yeah, all right, I like that.
I've got him running it back with the Nuggets. I think he fits really well on that team as a stretch four. And I think honestly that he's not going to find a combination of role and winning like he will on the Nuggets anywhere else. And they had a good year. That Cinderella story, the seven game series, boys. I feel like he's going to run it back.
I have him. This was reported a couple days ago, so I kind of just fell on the bandwagon. I haven't gone to the Trailblazers. I feel like their acquisition of Robert Covington was very good for them. And their lineup of Lillard, McCollum, Covington, Millsap, and Nurkic is a pretty good lineup. That's a top 5 seed in the West, in my opinion. Don't know if that's an NBA champion. Probably most likely not. But I think that'd be a perfect fit for him. I don't know what happened with Andrew. It says he's muted, so he must be busy doing something. We're just going to move on to the next thing then.
I feel like he's getting something ready. I'm scared.
Yeah, probably. So we got Carmelo Anthony next. He was out of the league for a while. He's back, and he actually proved he could still play. So where do you guys have Carmelo Anthony going?
I wish Andrew were here for this, but I do have him going to the Los Angeles Lakers. I feel like it's finally time to see the duo between LeBron James and Carmelo Anthony. I feel like 2020, 2021's the year.
Let's get the banana boat. Come to LA. It's time. I agree with you, Holden. Take that role of J.R. Smith, and Dion Waiters. Like, we don't need them. Let's get a veteran guy. He actually had a good year, good role with the Trailblazers for a while. So as long as he doesn't overstep his role, I'd be happy to see him come to LA.
Well, I didn't have Millsap going to the Trailblazers before a couple of days ago when it was rumored. So I'm going to go with you guys. I think he's going to Los Angeles. The Lakers are probably going to be championship favorites next year. And Melo needs to win a ring. I know he gets a lot of trash talk for how he doesn't play defense or whatever. Oh, hello. But he needs a ring before he retires. Same with him, yeah. Chris Paul. Those deserve to have a ring. Sorry, excuse me. So I think he should go to Los Angeles. Andrew, where do you think Carmelo Anthony's going next year?
What did Holden say? I'll go first, actually. I think there's a strong chance he signs with Portland, but I think he needs to take, like you said, the move to get himself a ring and be like, I drank wine in Oregon for a while. That was pretty fun. The bubble was pretty fun. But, man, I got to go with my banana boat brother, LeBron James. And he needs to win himself a ring in Los Angeles, so I agree. And I'd be very happy to accept Carmelo Anthony into the Los Angeles commute, which is short for community and commute like driving, but I was preferring the community.
So our last free agent on the list is my boy, and we have to put him in every single time we do these streams. And unfortunately, I wish he has a longer contract so we don't have to do this. But my boy Isaiah Thomas. Holden, where's IT going next year?
I do hate to break it to you, Daniel. I hate to break it to you, but he's going to the Chicago Bulls.
Oh gosh, no.
He's going to the Chicago Bulls. League sources report that he worked out with Zach LaVine, and they said that they bonded really well together.
I hope.
I don't make the rules, man. I don't make the rules.
All right, Ben, where'd you got him?
Right. Well, yes, I have him going to the Celtics. Yes.
Let's go.
I'm falling for it, man. It's a great story. Like, just bring him back. Like, and they need a bench scorer. Like I had Cole Anthony in the draft. Like, they need that point guard off the bench who can score. Like, yes, bring that jersey back.
Yeah.
Hold on. I want to shout out Nicholas Reyes. He gave us $100 donation. He said didn't like the Warrior answer, but here you go. Ball around the head. Great job. I appreciate the support you've shown all stream. I'm in shock. That's so awesome. Thank you. If you guys would like to donate as well, there's a Venmo down in the description. I appreciate all you guys. Please subscribe. Please like. It means a lot. Did I interrupt you, Andrew? I'm sorry.
Isaiah Thomas, dude, first off, it's all good. Perfect interruption. Thank you. Who was it? Nicholas Reyes?
Nicholas, yeah.
Dude, thank you, Nicholas Reyes, for the $100 donation. Maybe we can actually buy a logo stream. Like,
true.
I mean, I love StreamYard, but it'd be nice to have our own thing. So, thank you. And also, I just said Isaiah Thomas needs to go to the Celtics. He's got to go.
So with the 22nd pick, the Nuggets are selecting Zeke Nnaji.
I'm going to keep it real. I have no clue who that is.
Me neither.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, I have him compared to Jordan Hill.
So he's going to miss free throws and then just be really bad, or what?
I don't have a high ceiling.
That's not a very high ceiling.
Legend Mo Spates is overseas right now. And it does not look like he's ever coming back to that. He made that controversial comment about LeBron a couple weeks ago, and
What did he say?
I don't remember. I think it was something. Oh, it was like back in my days we celebrated 3-peats, and now we're celebrating like 4 and 10 tries or whatever.
Yeah.
And LeBron people were at his neck, and then he just deleted the tweet and went private. So that's what.
Oh my gosh, that was him. Right? And he's playing where now?
So I'm gonna go with he's overseas, I believe.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with my thing, and I had the Pacers, but I thought about it, and I'm like, why would he go to the Pacers? That's dumb. So I thought, why not go full circle? Not in that way, but let's have Isaiah Thomas back in Detroit. I have him going to the Pistons, and the reason is, I think with this drafting of
Hayes.
Yes, Killian Hayes. I think Isaiah Thomas would be a perfect leader for him. Isaiah Thomas would probably start for the first couple weeks, and then Killian Hayes, it's his spot to lose technically. Just bring him in on a 1-year deal. I think no matter what, IT's getting a 1-year deal. I'd love to see him back in Boston. Don't think it's going to happen quite yet. I don't think Ainge is looking that way. But so I have Isaiah Thomas going to the Pistons. So the end with the free agents. We are 8 picks away, so we might actually finish right in time for the end of the draft, to be honest with you.
Wait, did Isaiah Thomas play for the Pistons? Like the new Isaiah? I know the old one did, but did the new one play for the Pistons?
No, never.
Oh, that's what you meant by full circle.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
old.
I was very confused.
No,
for a
the
moment.
old Isaiah Thomas.
Bro.
Oh, I'm
It's
sorry
from
for-
his full circle from his birth, dude. That's
I mean, he is named that after Isaiah Thomas. So
that's what I mean.
there's been a lot of trade speculation this offseason, and some trades have occurred. Drew Holiday, Chris Paul, and whatnot. But there's some big names still out there that have not been done. So Holden, actually, we start with Holden all the time. Let's go with Andrew. Which superstar or star do you think will get traded this offseason?
Obviously not counting the obvious ones. Maybe Kyrie Irving. Can you that's kind of a bomb, but can you believe if the Brooklyn Nets got James Harden and KD and got rid of Kyrie Irving for like a third, like another, I don't even know who else he would get, but they could get that would be a very interesting move. What stars, I don't know what stars qualify. Anthony Davis might, but probably not. Giannis, probably not.
I mean, maybe
about
it. And when you think about it, we'll go back to you, Ben. Where do you got?
I mean, I got Westbrook just because he was the first one to openly request a trade, basically. But it's weird because it kind of comes down to him and Harden, 2 stars on the same team, which is kind of strange. But I feel like the Rockets, the way they're headed, they look like they're gonna blow it up. I mean, that trading Robert Covington, that's a bit if you're trying to keep these guys around, that's not how you do it, you know? So I feel like they're kind of resigned to it at this point.
I think James Harden and Westbrook, I think that's a given that they're both leaving. Or at least James Harden.
Interesting. Holden?
I had mentioned this when we first started the stream, and he's not necessarily a superstar, but I have Aaron Gordon getting traded this offseason. I think the Magic are pretty set that Aaron Gordon is not their guy. I don't know what the Magic are doing. They're sort of similar to the Bulls, and it doesn't really seem like they have a direction. And I feel like trading Aaron Gordon will be the first step in fully committing to a rebuild.
I have Russell Westbrook getting traded. I don't think Harden's getting traded. I think that they're at least one more year in Houston. He's going to stay. And I told Ben that in our end of the year podcast. I think Westbrook wants out. Maybe Harden doesn't want to play with Westbrook anymore, or vice versa. And I don't think. And it's rumored that no one wants Westbrook. And now that LaMelo was drafted by the Hornets probably don't want him. So the only option left is the Knicks. And
is he actually the new Carmelo Anthony? Oh my gosh. Who would have thought?
It doesn't really sound like the Knicks want him. So, I mean, maybe they don't have any options. And that John Wall for a Westbrook trade, I don't why the Rockets would do that. I think that'd be really dumb. And same with it's a horrible trade for both of them, basically. So, yeah, I have Russell Westbrook probably being the most likely traded, even though who knows where he's going to go to. But blockbusters happen out of nowhere. Who knows? So I was pretty broad in this next topic, and I'm gonna give you a straight up question right now. Out of these 4 trades that are on the screen, if you guys can't see the screen, it's Dennis Schroeder, Chris Paul, Al Horford, or Drew Holiday. Which trade was the most impressive for you for both teams?
I'll start. I think right off rip, the Dennis Schroeder trade. That was really beneficial for both sides. The Thunder have really embraced this rebuild, and they got another first-round draft pick. It seems like they're going to have 18 lottery picks for the next 6 years, and the Lakers get a really solid, serviceable point guard to play along LeBron.
At number 23, the Knicks are selecting Leandro Bolmaro.
Who is this dude? Who the hell is Leandro Bolmaro?
Oh. Ben, which trade was most impressive to you?
I'm gonna go with the Drew Holiday deal. The Bucks, they finally got that third, star caliber guy to play along Giannis. He's been lacking help for so long. I mean, obviously they're deep, but in terms of the top tier talent, it hasn't been there. And And then the Pelicans, I mean, 3 first rounders. Like I know it's the Bucks, but still, that's a pretty good haul, especially if you're adding like 2 pretty good point guards. I like it for both sides.
Yeah, those are 2 pretty good ones. I'm gonna have to go with Dennis Schroeder though, because I think obviously the Lakers are the best team in the world, so they needed to win this kind of pick 1 out of the 4. But I'm trying to think. OKC, they got Danny Green and then they traded him to Philadelphia. But what did they get from Philadelphia?
They got Danny Green, Terrence Ferguson. Oh, fake news. So New York is trading the 23rd pick, Leandro Bolmaro, to Minnesota for number 25 and 33.
Good, because I really think the Knicks need to take either Nico Mannion or RJ Hampton.
Why are the Knicks? Wait, the Knicks are literally like, okay, we're just going to keep going down the board and steal assets from people.
I'm shocked that RJ Hampton's this low.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised. Like, he's a kind of a guy you just take a flyer on, and he could have a potential to be the best player in this draft, technically. He's had a bad year last year, but he's supposed to be a top 5 pick. I'm surprised. So, Andrew, did you give your answer?
Yeah, Dennis Schroeder.
I'm going to agree with Ben. The Drew Holiday trade. I think it was a little overpay for the Bucks, but it's a move they had to do. They need to convince Giannis that, hey, we want you to stay and we're really serious about winning. Here, we're going to give up all of our picks and we're going to get this really good player who we think could be one of the best 2-way players in the league. Please stay. And they tried to get Bogdanovich. Didn't really work out for them. I don't think they're done making moves. But I think for the Pelican side, I believe they're going to flip Eric Bledsoe or George Hill. I don't think they're going to stay there long term because the Pelicans are embracing this youth movement. So I think that it was a good trade for Pelicans. They got technically 5 first-round picks, 2 pick swaps, 3 unprotected. But the Bucks needed to make that move. So I think that was probably the best trade out of all this. Chris Paul trade, very underrated for the Suns. That's something that the Suns need to do. And yeah, I think they're going to be an 8 seed next year. I don't think they'll be that good.
Yeah. Well, no, the Suns need to stop getting young players because Devin Booker, they're not young anymore. Like Chris Paul's been like, okay, they're showing their players like, we know you guys aren't babies anymore. Here's the actual veteran. You guys can maybe make a run for it. And you're talented enough. You went 8-0 in the bubble. It's a pretty good move.
And can we talk about the fact that the Thunder owns 16 first-round picks through 2026?
That's
there it is. There it is. RJ Hampton is getting taken at number 24 by New Orleans.
RJ Hampton, that sounds familiar.
And they're trading him to the Nuggets.
I don't even care anymore.
It's kind of so that interests me because they took Michael Porter Jr. Me, Ben, and Holden were here on the stream when we were confused why he was dropping so low because he had an injury history. And this is kind of the same situation, not injury history, but it's kind of a guy that's supposed to be really good that fell off board. So why not take him? The Nuggets are doing that, low risk, high reward. So I like that pick for the Nuggets.
Yeah, honestly. And with Bol.
Yeah, Bol. I was literally just gonna say.
And unfortunate sources. We're gonna talk about this next. Actually, I wasn't gonna talk about it next, but now that it's out. The fear in the Golden State is that Klay Thompson tore his Achilles.
Yeah, I said that earlier.
But we won't know officially until tomorrow morning.
So yeah, but that's not a good thing. That sucks. Prayers up to Klay Thompson that he was supposed to come back. The Warriors supposed to be. This is a huge hit on the Warriors' chances to compete next year. I don't think that. I mean, Curry could lead them so far, but we saw what happened last year when Thompson was injured and Curry got hurt. And then
it's meant to be. This year's just not their year. Maybe Klay Thompson would have got injured later, and then the season would have restarted. It's just not their year.
I just feel very bad about Klay Thompson. He fought back to get from the injury, and he just got a worse injury.
At least he gets a second series in his documentary. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, it's really sad, man. It's like he finally got healthy, and then you got this bubble in the offseason, and he's waiting for a chance, and then gets hurt again.
Yeah, so prayers up to him. Hope 50. What? I got you. What? Interesting. But yeah. Do you guys think that the Warriors can still be a playoff team with this Klay Thompson injury?
Yes.
No.
Yes, with that playoff team, yes, without a doubt.
Yeah.
You don't think with these teams like Portland,
No.
Sacramento's even getting a little better? I think Sacramento is super underrated. Do you guys just think that the Warriors are going to sneak in without Klay?
I think we're fully forgetting the impact that Stephen Curry had on the NBA.
You're right. Yeah.
Like teams were building super teams to try and defensive schemes to try to stop Stephen Curry.
Yeah, I guess Stephen Curry is kind of like Michael Jordan, how he needed to take a 2-year break from the playoffs and maybe break his hand and for a second time take that 2-year break from the league, which would be pretty unfortunate. But he might get 3 more rings later. I don't know. He does shoot a lot of
I
threes.
just hope he comes back. Achilles injuries are horrible. Yeah, so I apologize. Yeah, I want to do this again. Probably my last time, most second to last time doing this in the stream. Thank you guys so much. We hit 52 subs this year. This stream. We have 9 likes this stream. I didn't really refresh it. A bunch of you guys have been active all chat. We've got $105 in donations. And if you guys want to add to that total, we have a Venmo down in the link below. It'd mean a lot if you could donate. Yeah, we appreciate it very much. We worked very hard on this whole thing. I keep on repeating it because we actually did work very hard on this. I'm very proud of the production we have put out today. So I'm going to touch on this real quick with both of you guys. Oh wait, we lost 2 subscribers. That breaks my heart. Okay, we have 50 subs now. We don't have 52 anymore. But anyways, the biggest trade rumor, and this one's been a roller coaster in my opinion. It's been Harden's gone, Harden's back. Harden wants to go to Brooklyn. Harden's going to stay. Harden demands to go to Brooklyn, but Harden's going to stay another year. So, in the end, Holden, what do you think is going to happen with James Harden?
I don't see a trade working for the Rockets that sends Harden to the Nets without giving up Kyrie or KD. It doesn't make sense for the Rockets. I understand that if he's demanding a trade, you have to get something. But it'd be interesting if the Nets give up a bunch of first-round draft picks, similar to what they did with the Celtics. What was that, 10 years ago?
Yeah, it was 7 years ago, I think.
Just completely give up their future on the hope for a bunch of aging superstars.
That's what people are saying. They should be hesitant doing that because they're up there in age. Kyrie's 28, I think, but Harden and KD are old, and this could end up, especially if the Rockets ask for later picks in 2025 or whatever, that could bite them really hard.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Emmanuel Quickie is going number 25 and being traded to the Knicks. So the Celtics are on the clock at 26. I thought I had Emmanuel Quickie on this. Where is he?
I think, I'm never a big fan of blowing things up just because it doesn't work for a little bit, like in terms of getting a title. But it kind of seems to me with the rumors that, I'm kind of buying into them that Harden might go to Brooklyn. I feel like the Nets have a lot of good pieces they could offer, like that team in the bubble that surprised a lot of people. That was all young guys, pretty much. They have a lot of pieces to give, and of course they'd have to supplement with picks. But I see it as a real possibility.
Andrew,
Yeah, Harden to the Nets is what I would like to see.
Yeah, if he gets traded, I feel like it's 100% could be the Nets. The Sixers have been floated around. I heard a rumor that the Net Rockets don't want to trade with Daryl Morey anymore, so I wouldn't be surprised if that doesn't happen. Celtics were floated around for a little bit, but a Celtics person came out yesterday and said, nah, we don't want Harden, and I don't think they should get Harden anyways.
Wait, Daryl Morey? Who's Daryl Morey?
That's the Rockets' old general manager.
And he's at Philadelphia now, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So we're almost done with this, actually. I think I have one more topic left, and I'm probably after this Celtics pick, maybe we'll end the stream, I think, unless you guys have any more questions. If you do, hurry up and ask them. Anyways, the last one, in a theoretical Westbrook and Wall swap, who would get the better end?
Oh, the Wizards for sure. The Wall's coming off a devastating injury and getting paid $40+ million. I don't like that trade for the Rockets.
Are you talking
Yeah.
straight up?
Wall's better.
No draft picks, no
Obvious.
nothing. Just straight up Westbrook Wall. I know that's not going to happen, but if it were.
I mean, Westbrook has a huge contract, but like, I'm not trusting John Wall right now to be a superstar like I would
Horrible.
Westbrook. Who's horrible?
Walls is horrible. His contract is terrible.
Yeah, I mean both of them have
Yeah.
huge contracts. So like, like Westbrook's obviously it's a better haul for the Wizards. Like you can't trust Wall off of injury, like as much as you could Westbrook.
An Achilles injury for a guy who plays like he does, like just up and down the court, it's be interesting how he bounces back from that. Yeah, do you guys have anything you guys want to talk about? Because that's kind of all the things I had written down. I'm just gonna wait for the Celtics pick if you guys have nothing, and then we're just gonna call it a day. By the way, it's the last chance if you guys want to donate. The Venmo's down below. Like, subscribe. Appreciate you guys for making 50 subs. Do you guys have any other questions?
Yeah, let's do a first round draft recap because I don't even know what happened.
Oh, I just saw Nicholas Ray's call. So wait, what do we mean by first round draft recap?
Just go through and go like number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Like I just top 10.
Well, you can look on Google for that.
Come on, read them out. Read them out for the listeners.
Well, I'm just going to do my recap of this draft. I was shocked by the results. I know that I was never going to get the results right, but I was shocked that Tyrese Halliburton went as low as he did. I'm surprised RJ Hampton went as low as he did. There's still some moves. And another thing that we haven't really talked about, there were supposed to be so many trades tonight, and there were like 2. And they weren't like blockbuster trades. It was kind of boring. Every year there's always talk that, top 5, someone's going to trade down. And every year they never trade down. So just the same old stuff every year. I'm kind of disappointed that we didn't get like good trades. Free agency's in a couple days, so who knows what's going to happen there. But recap. I like Boston's pick. I think Neesmith was a great pick. I don't really like Cleveland's as much. I
don't think we fully comprehended how insane it is that the Bulls drafted Patrick Williams.
All right, so let's go. Let's talk about that.
Who is that?
They just asked, what was the biggest surprise of this draft? Would you go with Patrick Williams?
For me as a Bulls fan, yes, without a doubt. Denny of Diaz seemed like an amazing pick for the Bulls, like a really good playmaker that can run our offense. And we chose another 3-and-D guy, which we already have on the team.
Who the hell is Peyton Pritchard?
Well, I've heard that name before.
Why are we picking? Who the hell is this dude?
I don't know.
Who's your guys' biggest subscriber? I'm not a subscriber. We got a subscriber. So thank you. Subscribed. But who's your guys' biggest surprise?
Peyton Pritchard's the guy from Oregon.
I mean definitely Patrick Williams, but I'm gonna say Denny Avdia falling to 9. I really thought he was gonna go like 4 to 6 at the worst.
Nah. The Spurs don't have a pick.
Holden, you see Anthony's comment?
Wait, no, what do you say?
True.
Anthony, shut up.
I don't think we have the answers for that one. That's a tough one.
We're not that good at this, all right? My surprise, I'm going to go with that too. I thought Denny Diaz would be one of the best players in this draft. I get he's the point guard from Oregon, but I didn't think he was going to go in the first round. I didn't see him going in the first round anywhere, so I'm kind of surprised they took him that early, especially because they got 2 more other picks. I mean, there's Trey Jones, Desmond Bain, Theo Maladone, Jaden McDaniels, who I'm surprised is still down. So that's another surprise. Jaden McDaniels actually at one point was compared to KD a while ago. I think a couple years ago he was compared to KD, and then he has not hit that trajectory at all. But I think he could still be good in the league. He needs to put on muscle, kind of like an Ingram kind of player. But yeah, so who do you guys have had the best draft so far?
Ooh, that's interesting.
Who got LaMelo Ball? The Hornets, for sure.
Like honestly, I'm gonna say the same exact thing because like after you fell to 9, I feel like the Wizards are very lucky to get him in 9, and like that's a big net gain for them on draft night, in my opinion.
So far in the night, I'm gonna say either the Pistons or the Knicks. The Knicks, I feel like they did really well with their later draft picks. And then Pistons, they absolutely hit it on the head with Killian Hayes.
Andrew?
He has been watching.
Oh my
You
god!
said LaMelo Ball.
I literally said something, and then I literally said, I think my mic is muted. I think my mic is muted.
I was posting on my Celtics account about the Celtics pick. I apologize.
I said the Hornets. I said, who got LaMelo Ball? The Hornets.
If I had to pick, I'm looking at the draft order real quick. Hold on. Why can't I see like the full thing? Oh, there we go. Hold on. What's that? Utah selecting who? Udoka Azupike. I don't have him on my.
Oh, from Kansas, the center from Kansas.
I didn't have him on my list. Oops. But yeah, so that's who the Utah's picking. That's Holden's team, by the way, everyone. The 27th pick. So best draft, I'm looking. I mean, I have bias towards the Celtics. I think the Celtics had a pretty good draft with Neesmith. I don't really know about this pick as much. I don't think we really needed him. You know what? I'm gonna go with the Wizards. They came in here almost guaranteed getting Onyeka and Kongwu at least, and they end up with, I think, one of the best players in the draft. So I think they probably drafted big. Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm making you guys mad. I didn't know who the hell this guy was. So, yeah, he's not even like the top 10 best available. So, like, how am I supposed to know? Anyways, worst draft so far. Ben, what you got?
The worst draft? I mean, it's gotta be the Bulls. Like,
I won't say we had the worst draft. I will say we had the riskiest draft.
then who had the worst draft?
The Jazz have traded Tony Bradley in the 38th pick to the Pistons for future considerations.
I like Tony Bradley, but like if you want to put it in a sense of like best draft or worst draft, yes, you can say that the Bulls have had the worst draft so far. But like there is a chance that Patrick Williams turns out to be something if he can improve his game. He's still really young.
Why are you lying to the stream?
I'm gonna go with the.
Why are you lying to the stream?
He's in the Timberwolves.
I'm gonna go with the Hawks because they didn't need a big man and they drafted a big man, and I'm very confused why they did so. Now I guarantee a trade of. I'm gonna think it's John Collins. There's a report. I don't really trust him as a source, but there's a report from the Celtics guy who said the Hawks and Celtics are talking about John Collins. So my guess would be it'd be a John Collins for Hayward swap because Hayward's been rumored to go to Atlanta as well. Yeah, so
John Collins is a dweeb.
I'd say the Hawks. I really don't like their pick. Who they should have picked, I don't really know, but I just don't think they needed a big man. They really didn't, and it was kind of a reach. They should have drafted Tyrese Halliburton. That's what I thought they were going to get. But maybe that they must mean that they're very confident they're going to get Rajon Rondo. So that's what it is. So, yeah. Thank you so much for that question. A lot of people are saying this is a great pick for Boston.
Well, he seems like he was amazing in college. He seems like a very NBA ready point guard. They just took him super early.
They said he's a very good shooter as well. I have his stats. Where are they? Do I have his stats? Did I just lie to you guys? Oh, it's 2 pages. He shot 41%. Shit.
My league sources reports are saying that moving Tony Bradley from the Jazz gives them leeway in the money to try to sign Jordan Clarkson in the offseason.
So they want to re-sign him, basically.
Yeah.
All right, for sure. So Thank you guys. Wait, are we done? I mean, we're at the
I think so.
27th pick, are we not? We're at the 28th pick. Should we just we have two more picks? Should we just stay on for two more picks?
If there's other questions,
I got you. What's happening with Gordon Hayward?
Who?
I like with drafting Aaron Neesmith. I don't know. He might be on one of the worst contracts in the NBA.
That's true.
It's debatable.
He's getting paid a lot of money
What's his
and
contract?
not putting up. He's getting paid like 35 million.
That's not even that much.
I mean, you could argue he's like the 5th best player on their team last year.
Fourth. I'd say fourth.
He's getting paid 35 million.
I mean, it's not. I mean, this is my thing, and I'm gonna go on my rant right now. If you guys want to waste time in this draft, let's do that. I get so sick and tired on Celtics Twitter. First of all, for all the Celtics fans suggesting to trade Kemba, stop. He had a couple bad games. Doesn't mean you should trade him. First of all, he just signed with us, so chill. And second of all, who are you gonna get out there that's better than Kemba? That's realistic. I know some of you guys want to go for James Harden. Harden, you're going to have to give up so much. Jaylen Brown guaranteed involved, or Jason Tatum. And I don't think Danny Ainge is willing to do that. It's kind of dumb. So all you guys saying Kemba Walker getting traded, no, please stop with that nonsense. That's just not even remotely smart. Like, stop. And anyways, Hayward, everyone's like, all right, get rid of Hayward, as Holden saying he's overpaid. But what are you going to get that's better than Hayward? He gave us 17.5 points. He shot really well from the field last year. He was unfortunately, he injured his ankle in the first game in the playoffs. But before that, he was so good for this team. He had a couple bad games. So does every other NBA player. I think, did the Celtics draft a big? They have not drafted a big yet. I wouldn't be surprised if they did with the 30th pick. Would I be surprised? Who's available?
Could you
I don't
imagine
know,
if?
because
All right, you go.
Tyler Bay is available if the Celtics want to take a big man. I don't see them taking a big man though.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to draft a big man. They have 3 big men on the roster without Canner. They got Poirier, Robert Williams, and Tice, so they don't really need to draft one, especially this late. There's really no point. I think they're going to sign one, definitely, for sure. I think with the way they're drafting, they drafted a point guard, drafted a shooting guard, they're for sure going to sign a center. But yeah, I don't think they're going to draft a big man tonight. But who knows? I personally think they need to trade these picks because they do not have enough roster spots to have 2 more picks. So I don't think it's going to be a blockbuster. Oh, wait, whoa. So with the 28th pick, Oklahoma City is picking Jaden McDaniels, but that pick is being sent to the Timberwolves. So Timberwolves have Jaden McDaniels, and I'm actually in love with that fit.
That's a great fit for the Timberwolves.
I love that. Like, whoa.
Do you think I can get an Arnold Palmer before the stream ends?
Go, Andrew.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
You can do whatever your mind puts you.
I just saw he's wearing a Heat shirt.
He's changed like 6 times this thing, and I don't think any of us had realized that.
There's a question: did the Celtics draft a big? I think he just said no.
Yeah, I know that's what I was
right?
answering to. Yeah.
Oh,
And Cantor, yeah, he has. I think tomorrow has to opt in or out. Earlier in the offseason, it was reported he's going to opt out, but I think it'd be dumb to do. I don't think he's getting $5 million on the open market, so I don't know. But I wouldn't. I think he's gone no matter what. I think Ainge will trade him because I don't think we really need him next year. I mean, I hope we don't need him next year. So, yeah, Celtics are up in 1 pick because they just take Jaden McDaniels right now. We still on my board, Trey Jones. That's kind of someone I didn't really think was going this low. Looks like he's gonna be out of the first round.
I can see it. He's an older player.
But, I mean, he was good. Desmond Bain, Theo Maladone, Robert Woodard, Cassius Winston. There's a bunch of players. Isaiah Joe, Tyrell Terry. There's a bunch of still good players available. Knowing Boston, they're going to select. I mean, I think they definitely need to just stash this pick, which I don't know if you guys know what that means. That means just take someone and put them overseas because they don't have room on their roster. They have 14 people right now guaranteed, and that's without. I think it was without Canner, and then Wanamaker's a restricted free agent, which I think he's gone. So, I have a fun question. We've been serious for most of this night. I think Andrew will enjoy this question quite a bit.
All right.
Do you guys think Sheck West will be drafted tonight?
Sheck West? Why would he be drafted?
He's in the draft pool. He's
Is
available
it two
to
more
be
spots?
selected. There's still 32 more picks to be made.
Where's J. Cole?
Honestly,
No one's answered my question.
J. Cole's a free.
I'm not aware of this pop culture reference, my dude.
I
I don't
think
know.
that I think the Hornets, like some really bad team who's in need of a jersey, might get him. Honestly, that'd be really good.
I'll go ahead and say no. No team will be drafting Sheck West tonight.
I think kind of like LiAngelo. I feel like if the very best, someone's just going to be like, hey, sign a contract with our G League team, and if you do good, we'll bring you up. I think if he's gone, he either opts out or traded. Tice can't start. I think he'd be good off the bench, but he's not good enough to start. Tyson's good enough to start against some people, and as I said earlier in the stream, I feel like he needs to. Check West to the Magic. That'd be funny.
Yeah, get with Mo. Get with Mo Bamba, dude.
There's not really realistic stuff out there to like put him to the bench as of right now. If they sign Baines, maybe they put him to the bench, maybe they don't, but they need to start someone bigger against big men, and they figure that out. I feel like Boston's going to address that. Is it Tristan Thompson? That's someone we really didn't talk about. I forgot to put him on the list. Thompson, Ibaka. There's a bunch of those big name free agents that could easily slow them down, but who knows? At least one of Desmond Bane and Tyrell Terry will still be available for the Celtics. I like Tyrell Terry, but I don't think we really need to get him. We already got our shooter. I mean, there's such thing as too many shooters, whatever the proper English for that is. Desmond Bane's interesting. I had Bane going.
Too many. It's plural.
Tell him.
Yeah, I had Desmond Bane compared to Eric Gordon. He shoots almost exactly like him too. So the Raptors are on the board. We have 2 picks left. So I'm going to go emo again. Thank you guys so much for watching. I don't know our sub count and our like count because my iPad I was watching the stream on has died. F in the chat from my iPad. Oh, wait, we got 12 people. Let's watch. I can watch it. We got 51 subs and 9 likes. So, yeah. So, if you guys could like this video, maybe we could get to 10. Subscribe if you guys can. We have got our goal of 51. I'm very proud of that. We got 10 subscribers today. I know a couple of people behind the scenes who are making that happen. Appreciate you guys. If you guys want to donate, this is probably our last chance. Probably last time I'm going to say it. There's a Venmo in the description. It'd mean a lot. We got $105 in donations tonight. It really means a lot. All you guys who've been here since hour 1, the dedication is unreal. And of course, once the draft's about to end, our stream's about to end. We're getting 14 viewers right now, which is insane.
It's not about
Not to get emo, but I remember a couple of years ago, me and Holden and Ben were just chilling here. We just did it for fun. We didn't really care. We wanted to talk about the draft. We just did it for fun. I don't remember. I think it was my idea. Just like, hey, do you guys want to talk about it? They're like, for sure. We did it. I would have never thought we'd ever. I think our first year we got like 4 people in the chat at most. It was mostly like 2, and I think one of them was me. And now we have 14 people pulling. And I know that's probably because a lot of Andrew's friends, Holden's friends, and my friends, and maybe Ben's friends, Anthony's friends, and a bunch of people who have promoted the stream. But anyways, that's still a lot.
That was pretty toxic towards Ben.
Ben
Ben,
Ben doesn't have social media, so I don't know if he like told people. You guys,
no, you're totally right. You're totally right. But that's not a little.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to sound mean. I'm sorry.
Fuck Ben in the chat.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested. I think the Raptors take Trey Jones. I'll bet the farm right now they take Trey Jones right now. Anyone want to put money?
I'll bet you $1. I'll bet you $1 if they take anyone. They take the field. Anyone but.
Oh, we got 10 likes. Thank you, whoever just liked the video. We got 10 likes. Perfect. Appreciate you guys.
It's not about the likes. It's about the friends we made along the way.
Shout out to ITJJB, Andre two. I don't want.
You guys didn't see that, but I made that.
I kind of saw it.
No, Holden, don't. Ben, don't help him. Yeah, shout out to ITJJB. I'm just gonna say Andre, Nicholas Reyes, Anthony Romo, Christina Romo.
Toronto is selecting Malachi Flynn with the number 29 pick.
Malachi, put some respect on his name.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, whoever that Raptor fan is in the chat, there you go. You're selecting Malachi Flynn, and for the 29th pick. And the Celtics are up with 30. I'd be surprised if they make this pick. They don't really need to, but Ainge is not doing anything, so he probably will. So anyways, yeah, shout out Matthew, Oliver, Chuck, Kayla, Leo, and I believe that's everyone who's typed. Andrew for a little bit. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for typing in this chat. We did read all of it. We appreciated all your tips, advice, and etc. Do you guys have anything you guys want to talk about for the Celtics make the best pick in the draft?
The best pick in the draft.
Is Andrew still with us? Hello?
Yeah, I mean, the best pick in the draft, LaMelo Ball, number 3. Like, what are you talking about? The steal. Let's go to number 1.
That's not what
Didn't he literally get it tattooed on his chest? He got it tattooed on his chest, number 1.
Oh wait, Andrew wasn't here. This guy had LaMelo at 7 in his mock draft.
Who?
Daniel.
Daniel.
What the hell? What? How? I mean, who went number 1? James Wiseman?
I don't think he's gonna be as good as everyone thinks he is. I'm not big on him.
Who went number 1?
Anthony Edwards.
Who?
By the way, your guys' profanity is really making me feel silly here. I thought we had a rule on this stream.
No, we can't cuss on podcast. This is not going to be a podcast.
Oh hell! So I can't talk. Never mind.
Boston is moving the 30th pick.
Thank God, I did not get that though. Oh
Well,
yeah.
it's okay. I'm cooler than you.
Oh, it just came out. That's what. Yeah. I was saying 10,000 times. There's literally no reason for them to pick something. I wouldn't be surprised. I kind of said this in my tweet earlier on my Boston Seas account. I wouldn't be surprised if they package this in their second round pick and another player, Carson Edwards, maybe for a future second. Because I mean, they don't.
You'd
really...
give up Carson Edwards?
Heck yeah, he has no room on this team anymore. Especially now that we drafted Pritchard. Like, there's really no room, and we're probably gonna bring back Tremont Waters. Yeah, see, they're saying there's literally no room on the rosters for rookies, so there's really no point in us trading. So I wouldn't be surprised if they package this in the second round pick for something else. So changes to YouTube's terms of services.
By the way, the hats look crazy. Have you seen the hats that these players are wearing?
I haven't paid attention. I heard that a lot of people want to buy them.
Yeah, they look so nice. Dang, the Celtics ones looks dope.
It's clean.
I can't even see.
Yeah, you can't see. It's on their Instagram. The Spurs one looks pretty dope too, and I'm not even a Spurs fan. I need to get some Spurs merch though. Maybe I'll get a hat.
So we're just waiting for this last pick to be made. Even if it's not the Celtics, we're just going to finish it out.
30th pick is headed to Memphis.
So yeah,
So
I bet you we just.
What could Memphis do with this pick?
It's probably just going to be Memphis. They don't have the first round pick, so they don't need a point guard. I wonder if they get like a Tyrell Terry or Isaiah Joe.
Maybe.
That'd be interesting.
ITJJB says, congrats on 10 likes, bro. I'll send you a Danny Green Thunder jersey.
Not sure though.
Danny Green got traded today. He's not on the Thunder anymore.
On the Philadelphia's.
Memphis is selecting Desmond Bane.
Who is ITJJB? I'm really confused who this is. I'm sorry if that's rude, but I don't know who you are yet.
Damn.
So
ouch.
Maybe it's Isaiah Thomas.
it could be. Unless you're on from my Celtics page, I think you are because you're the only one who's actually talking to me about Celtics.
But like, I mean, this is a public thing. You don't need to like reveal your identity or anything.
Oh, true. No, you don't have to. But if you're on my Celtics page, just DM me so I know who it is.
Bro, I'm like so ready to eat my mom's chocolate that Roger got her. I don't know. I've been thinking about that all day. Like, I'm gonna literally.
I'm just waiting to see what this pick is or what we trade for it. And once Silver announces it, we're going to call it a night.
Memphis is making the pick.
Yeah, they're picking Desmond Bane. So At the end of the first round, Trey Jones, Theo Maladon, Robert Woodard, Cassius Winston, Xavier Tillman, Isaiah Joe, Grant Riller, Tyrell Terry, and a bunch of other people made Cassius Stanley, Nico Mannion, didn't make it out of the first round. Or made it out. No, yeah, didn't make it out of the first round.
What? Nico Mannion didn't make it out of the first round?
He did not.
Yeah, he was trying overrated. It's true.
Yeah, the Celtics are trading for a future. They're trading a future draft pick to the Celtics for this 30th pick, which I kind of figured was going to happen. I thought the Celtics could attach a player, so I'm interested to see what the hell they do with that. Maybe they attach the second round pick. They have too many players, bro. They got to get rid of some of these guys.
Did DiVincenzo, what team is he on right now? I know he got traded from the Bucks.
Well, and he's actually back on the
Bucks?
he's actually back on the Bucks because the trade fell to Jackson, Anthony's friend. Oh, shout out to you,
You're right.
Jackson. Appreciate you.
All right. So does that
If you
do it
find
for
a
the stream?
Thunder, if you find a Thunder jersey for me, like, bruh, I'll wear it for sure. Give me Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, bro. So, anyways, that's to be it for the stream. I'm gonna just give one last thank you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for the subs. Thank you guys for the likes. It really meant a lot. I got emo earlier, but the progress we have made as a group has been awesome. From just streaming, me, Andrew, and Ben late at night because we wanted to stream, and me, Holden, and Ben just doing a random draft stream, to something where we had at most 14 viewers. We got $105 in donations. We got a lot of comments. It was awesome. I appreciate Holden for taking time out of his busy schedule to watch the Bulls fail their draft picks.
I'll kill you.
I want to thank Andrew and Ben. I mean, they're always here with me, but always thank you for always joining me in these podcasts. Without you guys, this podcast would be very awkward to just be me talking to myself. So,
Like Miss Brill, she talks to her fur coat. Learn that tonight in English.
So,
you guys remember Miss Brill?
I do.
I'm in short story boot camp right now. Can you believe it? I'm next. My presentation's Friday. I'm in boot camp.
After the stream, I'm going to discuss with these guys real quick something. I'm going to have a free agent stream Friday. Who that's with, yet to be determined. If it's just me, I'm still going to do it at 3:00 Pacific time. Probably for an hour, not as 3 hours like this was, unless crazy stuff happens. But I'm only planning an hour, so we'll be there. 2 days. Free agency starts. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe for more content. I appreciate everyone who donated. I think it was just 2 people, but still appreciate that. Do you guys have anything you guys want to say before we head out?
Thanks everyone for watching.
Thank you.
Lakers. All right. Lakers back to back. All right. Lakers back to back. That's how we go.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good rest of your